Any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone. The bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
Looks, fires the slant pattern, complete. Jason Swain breaks a tackle.
It's time to kick off 3 hours of fair and honest discussions that go beyond the headlines of today's sports teams. From the Budweiser studios of 99.1, The Sports Animal. Here's a couple of guys with over 30 years of combined knowledge of Tennessee sports.
Touchdown, Tennessee! Jason Swain!
Here's Josh and Swain.
Welcome in to Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. We are very excited to be with you for the next 3 hours. We have a lot to discuss. We invite you to join us during all of the discussion. You can call or text in at 865-656-9900. That's how you can be a part of the show. You can call, you can text, you can share your thoughts, you can ask any questions. The off-season talk continues, which is really preseason talk, looking ahead to the upcoming college football season. Swain, the weather is a talking point. It's hot outside.
Oh, man, it was 80-something degrees last night. Mm-hmm. Sun was down. I'm afraid of the sun, man.
Sun is the enemy.
It's a bully, man. Mm-hmm. It had me indoors yesterday, so I think I'm gonna stand up to the sun one day soon. Actually get stuff done outside, despite the sun shining as hot as it did yesterday. But hey, man, this is what you expect this time of the year, and these players will have to get used to it at some point. I mean, June is a month where you can do a lot of your stuff indoors, but at certain parts of July, you're gonna have to do stuff outdoors to get used to the heat. You practice in the morning, obviously that's going to help you, but it's still going to be hot. And so when we used to do off-season workouts, June was a month where you had certain times. You had an early workout session, you had an afternoon workout session, and depending on your schedule and depending on, if you were a morning person or not, you were able to work out early. And a lot of guys chose to work out early to avoid the sun. But July, there was less options because they wanted to get you ready for the sun. So 12 o'clock games, there's no running away from it. Two years ago when Tennessee opened the season in Nashville versus Virginia in the middle of the day on turf, there was no escaping the sun that day, my man.
Tennessee does get to open in a dome on August 30th.
Yep.
September 6th, still probably going to be pretty hot. It's going to be a 3:30 kickoff against CTSU, and then the next week, 3:30 kick at home against Georgia.
Well, the hottest time of the day is 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't really matter if it's noon or if it's a 3:30 game. It's going to be hot, and you have to be prepared for it.
There's ongoing talk about moving the start of the season up to what right now is known as Week 0. Right now you have to get a waiver to play some Week 0 games. But there is talk that has continued about starting the season a week earlier. There's also been pushback because so many people like the Labor Day weekend kickoff. But that is an ongoing discussion, the idea of making Week 0 the permanent opening weekend of college football.
Well, you might as well move it up because you're trying to add so many weeks on the back half of it with the expansion of the college football playoff that's still being discussed. So you might as well move it up. I'm all for it being moved up. Let's go. Earlier the better.
So this year, if you are playing week 0, you get 3 bye weeks. Iowa State is playing against Kansas State, actually. In week 0, they're playing it in Dublin. That's odd to me. But they're going to get 3 off weeks during the season. So they'll play 12 games and have 3 bye weeks in their season.
If we're trying to go to a 9-game conference schedule, which, hey, everybody wants to see that, better quality games, I think those teams, especially if you're trying to expand the playoffs and make the season longer, I think teams should have 3 bye weeks during the season.
It's so funny to me. 3 bye weeks in a 12-game season. The NFL gets 1 bye week in an 18-game.
They're professional.
Sorry, 17-game season, 18 weeks.
They're professionals.
Are we talking about the college players, the NFL players? Which ones are you when you say they?
They're better professionals.
I'm kidding.
I mean, you're
the idea
not wrong.
The idea of getting going 1 week earlier, by August 23rd, I'll be ready for football to start up.
I mean, college players are now professionals too, but
and I actually, for the athletes, I do like the idea of more rest in between the seasons. So I mentioned Iowa State. They have a bye week each month of the season. They have a bye week in September. They have a bye week in October, and a bye week in November.
Are you for 2 bye weeks or are you for 3 bye weeks?
Well, depending on the calendar, we've had 1 bye week seasons. So the idea of everybody gets 2 this year with the season starting where it does. But
3 is too much for you?
It's just odd to me. I don't have anything against it if everybody's getting it. But
if we go to a 9,
Kansas playing Fresno State in week 0, and then playing Wagner the following week to then create 3 bye weeks.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know that I'm in favor of that.
Well, listen, if you go non-conference schedule, so 9 games in a conference schedule, and then you have the Big Ten SEC Challenge, you got to go 3 bye weeks. Yeah, you're going to need that 3rd one. There's a lot of banging, man.
Now, some would argue, that the SEC does have 3 bye weeks.
Ooh.
As an example, Kentucky will be off September 20th, off October 11th, and off November 15th when they host Tennessee Tech. Tennessee will be off October 4th, off November 8th, and off again November 15th when New Mexico State comes to town. So,
fair enough.
Haters might argue the SEC has 3 bye weeks.
Fair enough. But again, if you make
Alabama is they scheduled a bye week November 22nd by inviting Eastern Illinois to campus.
Fair enough, but if you go Big Ten SEC Challenge,
right?
You go nine conference games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in favor of 3 bye weeks, and the reason why, on top of what I've already mentioned, you compare the college game to the NFL game, and how NFL has 2, right?
NFL has 1 bye week.
Well, one bye week.
Yeah.
NFL players, they don't go to class.
Right.
It's football all day long. So they have more time to do the rehab, do all the things it takes to get your body prepared to play the next week. College, you got to go to class, man. You got to spend half of your day going to class, half of your day studying, going to study hall. So you don't have that time. So to make up for that, throw in an extra bye week.
Yeah, there's a difference in the NFL. If you have a player that's injured, can be replaced by a practice squad guy or a professional free agent. College, you have a large percentage of your roster that is made up of freshmen. A lot of those guys not physically being ready to go play. Some who are, but some who are not. Now, by the end of the season, you might say, okay, by November, you need to have your guys ready. They've been on campus, most of them, for 8 months. So I would get that argument, too.
I mean, I'm not willing to die on this hill. Like, if someone says, no, 2 is enough, I'll say, Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion either way. I have a personal preference of the earlier things get going, the better. By August 23rd or August 30th, I'm ready. So games getting going, and if you have 3 bye weeks in a season, that doesn't mean football itself is shutting down. You have all these other games that are going. Hey, if you told me to get to 9 conference games in the SEC, a Big Ten SEC challenge with 10 power conference games, but we want to start earlier and get the bye weeks, I'd make that deal in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see better games. I would like to see more even scheduling in terms of the amount of power conference games that everybody's playing. It's pretty wild to think some teams are playing 8, some teams are playing 9, some teams are playing 10 or 11 power conference opponents. That you have imagine if some of the teams in the NFL just said, you know what? Week 15, we're actually going to play an XFL team instead of an NFL team that week. That sounds crazy. I know it's not apples to apples, but that kind of comparison, think about that. That's wild, right? So you have in the SEC, I'm sure some coaches are like, why are we playing this guy? Billy Napier is the obvious example. He has to be saying, why are we playing Florida State and Miami and USF, which is a high-level non-power conference team, and others are playing 9 power conference opponents, and their non-conference opponents weak. So we talk about uneven scheduling, Big Ten versus the SEC. It's actually uneven within the conference when you look at SEC versus SEC.
I had thought, but I forgot it.
I rambled too long.
It'll come back at some point.
Okay. We'll come back with the conversation. 865-656-9900. Enjoying a little AC today. Hope you are. To all the drivers out there, you're out on the road and it's hot outside, hydrate. We're with you. We appreciate you hanging out with us. But if you're getting out and about today, you got a heat advisory, so it's no joke. Don't mess around with that. Don't mess around.
And your pets,
take care of them.
keep your pets indoors.
Take care of them today.
Yeah, man. Take care of your pets.
Yeah. So be serious about the heat.
Yeah. It will lay you down for sure.
Do you know what a baker and a sunbather have in common?
Their favorite song is Nelly's "It's Getting Hot in Here."
That's good. That could work.
Yeah.
They both want to avoid burning their buns. Baker and a sunbather.
But wouldn't a sunbather want to be tan all over?
Tan, not burned.
I got you. Well, I mean,
You got to apply. We'll come back, 865-656-9900. If you would like to join us today, thanks for hanging out with us today on Josh and Swain.
Never miss a second of sports. Download the updated Sports Animal app right now.
Hey, Josh, I want to tell you about Ted Russell Ford. Hot deals right now you can take advantage of. They have the summer sales event going on right now. They have big savings. They have a ton of options. You can go to the website. I'll do that right now as I tell you about what's going on at Ted Russell Ford. It's simple. You go to tedrussellford.net, and you'll see their Super Summer Sales event. It's at your super dealer here in Knoxville with 2 locations on Parkside Drive and Kingston Pike. At Ted Russell Ford, you can check out the different combinations of trucks that they have available with the Ford F-Series, the Super Duty trucks that they have, the Maverick, Ranger, Raptor, many different options. You can get in touch with Ted Russell Ford, and they can help you find what you need. If you need work trucks, Ted Russell Ford can help. And right now, you can save thousands of dollars. You can take advantage of low interest rates, 0% available on the Ford F-150 Lightning 2024 and 2025. Right now is the time to take advantage. It's your #1 volume Ford dealer in East Tennessee at Ted Russell Ford. You can go by Parkside Drive, Kingston Pike. Start shopping online like I did at tedrussellford.net.
This has been a paid announcement.
Wedby Insurance is Knoxville's premier auto owners insurance agency. Since 1972, the staff at Wedby has made it a point to provide personalized, prompt, and professional service. Whether you need personal or commercial coverage, Wedby Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance can provide you with a coverage that fits your needs and your budget. For your home, your life, your car, or your business, Wedby Insurance will be there for your family. Contact them at wedbyinsurance.com. That's WHEDBEE insurance.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Wow, these bank fees are flat out ridiculous. And forget about trying to get a car or home loan. So, who do you do your banking with, Sharon?
Me? I don't.
You don't use a bank?
No.
So what do you, like, save your money under a mattress? Bury it in the backyard? Or maybe you borrow from some rich relative when you need a loan?
No, nothing like that. I do credit unioning.
Wait, what? Credit unioning? What the heck's that?
It's kind of like banking, but so much better. Especially if you use Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union.
Need a home loan to buy, build, or remodel the home of your dreams, but not sure what loan option is right for you? Alcoa 10 can help. Their lending team can assist you in finding the solution that best fits your needs. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the clear choice. Your less red tape banking alternative. Go to atfcu.com for details. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on 99.1, the Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. We're presented by Junk Beyond each and every day. $20 off any service this month. Take advantage at Junk Beyond. Great local company. Take advantage of the ability to call or text in 865-656-9900 to connect with us. We were talking about scheduling last segment, say what they want, but the conference games are far beyond anyone else when it's the SEC. No disagreement there. We talked to Bill Bender yesterday of Sporting News, and he said, heck, right now, I think in conference play is tougher in the SEC than the Big Ten, and that would for sure be the case if the SEC expanded to 9 games. I also am of the opinion we talk so much about, okay, which SEC team has an easier or has a tougher schedule. What Oklahoma inherited and what Texas inherited walking into the league last year created 2 different paths. And Texas has a terrific team, and they might have taken on Oklahoma's schedule and still been just fine. But nobody looked at Texas' schedule and Oklahoma's schedule and thought, well, that's close to even. If you go from 8 to 9 games, you do have more balance that will occur. The more games you play, the more things will even out. It won't be completely even. That's impossible. But I think that would take care of some problems when you talk about, okay, this team, Missouri, Tennessee's is more favorable than a lot in the SEC. So I think you'd find more balance within the conference if you go from 8 to 9 games every year. You'd also have the home and away thing that would be a split. I know that would cause some back and forth too.
I mean, it's hard to have fairness every single year with scheduling and everyone be happy with their schedule. I mean, there's going to be some years where, well, every 2 years, the schedule is going to be easier than others. Sometimes, like I remember when Tennessee had a brutal schedule a couple of years ago. It's just kind of part of it. Anytime you play in the Big Three, which Tennessee is, it's going to be tough, and it's been favorable because Florida's been down. Alabama hasn't been the same dominant team. Now Georgia is, and we haven't beaten those guys since 2016. But like I think that's part of it for us. But for Texas and Oklahoma, yeah, like if Oklahoma is better, obviously their schedule wouldn't be as hard, but Texas' schedule was definitely easier.
Yeah.
Like we can all agree on that.
Yeah. Tennessee benefited from 2023 into the last two seasons, last year and this upcoming year. They traded South Carolina and Missouri, which had improved, for Arkansas and Mississippi State. So that helped from a scheduling standpoint.
Yeah. It's all about schedule, my man. It's a part of it. It's a part of that championship formula.
Whenever they figure it out, assuming at some point the SEC figures out what it wants to do, 8 or 9 games, because we've been having this
They know what they
conversation.
want to do. They want to go to 9 games, but it just doesn't make sense financially to do it.
When we say they, who are we talking about they? Because I don't think coaches want to go to 9 games.
Well, it's Sankey.
Oh, Sankey,
He's the one that makes the decisions, right? I mean, I think
I don't know about that.
Well, I think he wants to go to 9 games. I mean, I've heard him say it on the record that he wants to.
Yeah.
But like, what's the point if you're gonna?
But we heard that the SEC wanted the 4 automatic qualifying spots as well, and then they showed up at the meetings and the coaches said something else.
The coaches said no. Well, I'm sure the coaches, if you ask them what they prefer, I mean, they would prefer 8 games.
Coaches would probably say, "Why don't we go back to 7?
Yeah,
Let's go the other way."
Yeah, they would prefer 8 games.
What's the rush?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Greg Sankey would prefer 9. But hey, man, that was a couple of years ago. Maybe he's changed his mind because you can do that.
Right. Yeah. In the text box, you can't predict which teams may be up or down each year. For the most part, that's true. You can predict that Mississippi State's more likely to be down than LSU. So you can predict that part of it. But that would be the point of going from 8 to 9. That would allow more games to be played, more balance to occur, less variance to affect who has stronger or weaker schedules. I'm not saying everything would be even, but obviously if you play one more game, you can find a little more balance throughout the conference.
Hey, if that's that could be a selling point. That could be on the pros list. Con list would have, hey man, you're going to beat each other up, and
one of the cons is you're essentially baking in an extra loss for half the league,
and you're going to cost yourself a potential spot in the playoffs. But at the same time, like, hey, you're going to make a whole lot of money, and you should be able to say, all right, our best 2 teams or best 3 teams should have an opportunity to beat the Big Ten's best 3 teams. Like if Texas, in this case now, didn't do it last year, but if Texas is SEC's best team, you would say, all right, well, hopefully they could beat Big Ten's best team. Any given year. So didn't happen last year because Ohio State was stacked, but it could happen, moving forward.
Yeah, and if you saw the SEC go to 9 games, with that you would also see the playoff expand to 16 because there's correlation there too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really want the playoffs to expand 16 outside of the reason that we get more football games. Like, I don't have a valid reason why it should expand other than we get more football. That's my only reason why I would agree with it. It makes no sense in any other way, because I don't care about them making money, because I'm not getting a cut of it.
Yeah, well,
so I understand the advantages for them. The only advantage for me is we get to see more. But I don't think we need to expand the playoffs to give the little guys a chance. Like, they're not going to win it.
They're not going to win it.
Yeah. But I'm always up for more football.
Yeah, need to is funny because they didn't need to go to 12 for the sake of a championship. 12 teams don't have a shot to win the title. 16 teams wouldn't.
Well, they needed to expand it beyond 4, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Didn't need to go 12, but needed to go more than 4.
From a championship standpoint, 6 to 8 would make the most sense.
I think 6 to 8 is a nice, sweet spot.
Yeah, as has been pointed out many times, it was very fitting that the final year of the 4-team format was the year we had our toughest argument of all, and that was leaving out an undefeated Florida State team from a 4-team playoff. That was the toughest argument that existed in the 4-team playoff era, and it happened to be the last year before expanding to 12.
Yeah, that broke Florida State.
Well, Florida State's back.
They're not.
You didn't catch Thomas Castellanos' comments?
They are not back. They are not back. They need to win some games. Listen, man, when you out here losing to Memphis, Boston College, I don't hear anything about you being back.
Well, if you can't beat them, recruit them. They couldn't beat Thomas Castellanos last year at Boston College, so they recruited him to come start this year. Problem solved.
Yeah, just because he's at Boston College don't mean all the players are bad. I'm sure there's one good player on every team in the country. Like one player that can play on a good team on a bigger conference. Like if we go and say, all right, let's go look at the roster for
Kent State.
That's probably a bad example, Josh. I was thinking more like New Mexico or like
you're right.
New Mexico State or
you're right.
something more like there. Bowling Green. There has to be one dude that can play at this level from each team.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But Kent State is definitely a terrible example.
Yeah, there are exceptions to every rule, and Kent State.
Hey, Miami, Ohio. We might be able to get a baller from there.
Mo U?
Yeah, I'm sure Mo U has a player that can play in the SEC and help a team. Mm-hmm. At least one.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. So, all right, what did we decide on scheduling? What do we want to see here? Week 0 or week 1? When do we start?
Earlier football, more football.
That's a pretty good slogan. That's a pretty good pitch.
Earlier, more.
Okay, next May, when they have inevitably not come to a conclusion of what they want to do with scheduling, I'm going to send you down to Destin.
Me and Andy Staples got it.
Have you walk into the room, you and Andy?
Earlier, period, more. That's our slogan. That's it.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, man.
Now we're getting somewhere. All right, we'll come back, 865-656-9900. Right now, at least for the 2025 season, it's 8 conference games in the SEC, 4 non-conference games, and with a 12-team playoff, trying to get to 10-2. The path to 10-2, that's a question coming in the text box. We'll get to that. We are live on the Sports Animal YouTube channel. You can watch there. 99.1 The Sports Animal, AM 640 The Sports Monster. We appreciate you hanging out with us. You can call or text at 865-656-9900. Next to VFL, Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward on Josh and Swain.
Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball had 7 more pitchers enter the transfer portal on Monday, making it 16 total pitchers that have entered the transfer portal this offseason for Tennessee and 20 players overall. Monday's group includes redshirt junior Michael Sharman, sophomores Tanner Wiggins and Luke Payne, redshirt freshmen Braden May and Dane Bjorn, and freshmen Andrew Dumont and Stratton Scott. Major League Baseball games for Tuesday at 6:40. The Orioles host the Rangers. A's visit the Tigers. Guardians take on the Blue Jays. Just after 7 o'clock, the Braves visit the Mets. Reds host the Yankees. 7:45, Diamondbacks visit the White Sox. Brewers host the Pirates. Mariners take on the Twins. Royals host the Rays. Cubs visit the Cardinals. Astros take on the Phillies at 8. Dodgers visit the Rockies at 8:40. At 9:45, Red Sox visit the Angels. Nationals take on the Padres, and the Giants welcome the Marlins. The Knoxville Smokies return home for the first time in a couple of weeks tonight as they take on the Birmingham Barons at 7 o'clock at Covenant Health Park. I'm Joel Silverberg.
What does 100%?
Silverberg.
What does 100% satisfaction guarantee means? That means happy you'll be or the service is free. That is what you can expect at Hiller Plumbing, Cooling, and Electrical. Because when you have an electrical emergency or an HVAC or plumbing emergency, sometimes you just don't know what it's going to cost, so if it's going to be fixed the right way. Well, when you call Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems quickly. The price that you're told is the price that you actually pay, without hidden fees, without surprises when you get your bill. They've been in business for over 35 years. They're family-owned and operated, and the techs are professional, trustworthy, experienced, all background and drug screen. Technology is great, and they use it to help with the process. Convenience, no wasting time, because when they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time. So that way you're not wasting around at the house trying to guess when they're going to show up. You know the moment they pull on your street. To book online, go to the website. That's happyhiller.com.
This has been a paid announcement.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365.
In Tennessee. Lunch was great. Market Square is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Join the Sports Animal with Tyler and Will Wednesdays. They broadcast live from 3 to 7 from the Bed Store on Kingston Pike. The Bed Store has 6 convenient area locations with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. The right mattress, the right price, guaranteed at the Bed Store.
Hey folks, it's Jake from Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville on Callahan Drive. When you're looking to make your next car purchase, think about these things. Rusty Wallace Kia's fantastic selection. We've got more cars on the ground than we've had in years. Think about the incredible warranty with our exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. And think about the excellent service before, during, and after the sale. You'll get it all when you choose Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville, I-75 at Callahan Drive.
Hold up a sec. If I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfer is available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit Earnin.com for full details.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched, sleep at night.
First alerting you to a heat advisory in place for most of the region. 98, but feeling like 105. One of the hottest days in years. You know that. Even the TVA encouraging people to limit their cooling usage as we go through time. And only a couple of storms coming out of the mountains into the valley later. From the WFLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
The Josh and Swain Show is brought to you by Junk Be Gone. This June, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
The hottest sports stories of the day, broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Welcome back into Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Jason Swain's here as VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward. 865-656-9900 if you would like to connect with us. Donovan in the YouTube chat, so you can chat there, ask questions, chat amongst yourselves, make jokes about me, whatever you want to do in the YouTube chat. That is always available to you. Donovan sent this in. Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Trying to read a little bit because there might have been a word or two missing in the question, but which two games would be the best wins and get Tennessee to 10-2? So based on preseason rankings, projections for how these teams will play this year, the two best wins would be Alabama and Georgia. Trying to carve out the path to 10-2, maybe most likely games you can win. The most likely win among those four is Oklahoma. I don't think there's any debate there, right?
Yeah, I mean, playing at home, and Oklahoma's probably not going to be as good as the Big Three.
Right now, my guess is that's the only one Tennessee would be favored to win. Oklahoma at home. I don't think Tennessee would be favored against Georgia.
No.
On the road against Bama, no.
No.
On the road against Florida, who knows by November, but right now I would guess that Florida's probably a slight favorite in that one. So then beat Oklahoma and choose one of the other three.
I think it's really hard to answer that question because how many times have we seen a team beat the hardest perceived team on upcoming schedule, but then lose to one of the other teams that's not as good as the other team that you beat?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that happen all the time.
Sure.
So, like, you beat Alabama, but you lost to Arkansas.
Yep.
I mean, it happens. So you would think, though, if you beat one of the big three or beat two out of the three, that you're going to put yourself in the best position to go win 10 games. But that means you can't slip up against a team that you're expected to beat.
Yeah, the obvious formula to get to the playoff, to get to 10-2, which is the point of Donovan's question, go 4-0 non-conference, go 4-0 against the bottom four of the SEC that you play, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Kentucky, Vandy, and then split the Big Four. I mean, that's a pretty easy roadmap to 10-2. Now, that's on paper going into the season. How do you accomplish that? So, beat Oklahoma. Second most likely win among Georgia, Alabama, Florida. Georgia's at home. It's also week 3. Trying to get the offense going. Do you have Jermon McCoy back? If he is back, at what level? Week 3. Plus, it's Georgia.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Alabama and Florida, Tennessee's beaten them 2 out of the last 3 seasons, but the last time Tennessee beat either one of them on the road,
that's the kicker.
That was your freshman season. You have passed through your 20s and your 30s.
I'm a man now, Josh. I'm
since
40.
that happened, yep. So you have entered manhood since Tennessee's last road victory against Florida or Alabama.
Yeah, my child is a year away from college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the team that won at Florida and at Alabama.
Yep. Casey Clausen's senior season.
Yes. So this will be a great year to make some history. Man, I love being mentioned as one of the guys that helped win on the road against one of our rivals, but you know, it's
you ready to see somebody else do it too?
It's been a while. Like, imagine all the times that James Wilhoit was interviewed about his kick against Florida. Oh man, the last time Tennessee beat Florida was 2004. Like, Wilhoit appreciates the love, but my goodness, can we get some new history up in here?
Yeah, I think he said that. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to hop on the air, but I am ready for somebody else to hit a game-winning kick against
for
Florida
sure. Yeah.
on behalf of the Volunteers.
Yeah, 100%.
So, all that being said, second most likely win, what would you say right now?
second most likely?
I think the answer is Florida.
Out of the big three?
Out of the big three of Florida, Alabama, Georgia. Yeah, second most likely behind Oklahoma. So Oklahoma of the big four most likely. What is next? I think the answer is Florida. But would you make a case of Alabama? They're trying to figure out the quarterback position right now. I think it's Florida. Or would you say, hey, home game, Georgia?
I would say, boy, that's tough because Florida's quarterback is going to be a problem.
I think a lot of the hope from you don't hope for injuries, but you hope for lack of 100%.
He's going to be a
problem. For DJ Lagway.
He's going to be a problem.
He's a big-time player.
But you look at Alabama's roster, and their roster is better outside of the quarterback position than Florida. But you lost to both you beat both teams at home last year. They're going to want revenge.
They are.
It's probably not going to be a night game when you play Alabama, but it could. I'm going to go Alabama.
Okay.
Man, Lagway, I think quarterback position is very, very vital.
I'm with you. I think Lagway is the real deal.
I think it's important.
I know you do too.
I think it's important. I think the quarterback position is important. So I'm going to bank on the fact that Tennessee's defense, and it's the middle of the season. Our boy McCoy, if he's going to play, he should be okay during that portion of the season. If he doesn't get hurt again early in the season, that is also a time where I know we play Florida in November, but still, like right there, in the middle of the season, you've had enough time for Aguilar or whoever's going to play quarterback for Tennessee to hit their stride and learn from the first couple of games of the season and be playing some of their best ball of the season at that point. And I don't know about Alabama's quarterback situation. You could make the same case for Alabama that they are given time to get the quarterback position going and have some continuity and playing well during that portion of the season too. But I'm not going against DJ Lagway because I've said so much about his play. I've talked about buying stock in him, then I would be contradicting myself. So I'll go Alabama on that one.
Okay.
So I got to be consistent.
Okay, so we're a little split. I say Florida. You say Alabama is the next most likely win.
Yeah. But
with us both recognizing they're all going to be really tough.
And anything can happen. Like each week there's a new challenge, and you may play different. The best team in the country last year lost to Michigan when they had no business losing to Michigan. There's factors that come into play week in and week out, and it's hard to bank on consistency. It's hard to project, this team is going to beat this team because X, Y, and Z. You just don't know, man. You just really don't know. But when you look at the history of playing these teams for Tennessee, and you look at the roster and where it's played, you could make some guesstimations, and that's what we're doing.
Yep. It's a good question, Donovan. We appreciate it. In the YouTube chat, 865-656-9900, if you would like to join us as we continue a look ahead to the season. We'll have an update on what's going on with Tennessee and the baseball transfer portal as there's roster changing heading into 2025. The latest on what Tony Vitello is getting done there. We'll talk to you until 3 o'clock this afternoon, so plenty of time to talk Tennessee football, baseball, basketball, what's going on, a sizable story out of the NFL today. We have a lot going on, and appreciate you hanging out with us as we continue on Josh and Swain.
Hey, this is VFL Joshua Dobbs, and we're counting it down. It's just
67 days until
it's football time in Tennessee. This countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union. People helping people since 1934.
Guys, the summer is here. Time for you to get outside. Time for you to have fun with your friends and your family. But you got to have energy to do that. And if you don't, low testosterone is draining your energy. The answer for you is TRT with Low T Center. They've been changing patients' lives over 15 years, and they know exactly what guys need. Starts with a thorough in-person consultation and they make it easy for you to get started with the quality of care that you deserve. Also, you can have the power to take control of your health with white glove medical care inside of the center or professionally monitored custom dosing for home treatments, giving you that convenience that you need because of your busy lifestyle. If you're looking to lose a few pounds, Low T Center has you covered there too with prescription weight loss. And when you start, you'll receive a free B12 shot on the same day. Most major insurances are accepted. So go right now to the website. That's fixmylowt.com to book your appointment. That's fixmylowt.com. You'll be glad that you did.
This has been a paid announcement.
Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. And if it'll drive, it's worth $5,500 toward the purchase of any new in-stock Nissan. That's right. Drive any old trade-in onto our lot, and you'll receive not up to, but guaranteed $5,500. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike. Recall marketing campaign, one trade-in per vehicle, all rebates included, and NMAC financing.
You're either in or you're out. And some things need to be kept in. And some things need to be kept out.
Whether it's for safety, curb appeal, or privacy, Cantrell Fence Company separates the in from the out. Aluminum, wood, vinyl, or chain link, we can meet your needs. Let us help you keep what's important in and the rest out. Get your instant estimate today at CantrellFence.com.
Looking for the ultimate destination for youth fitness and sports? Welcome to Kinetic Athletics, offering programs in baseball, softball, cheer, dance, volleyball, soccer, basketball, and performance training, all designed to elevate your game while prioritizing development and reducing injury. Don't miss exciting new programs like Little Lions for ages 2 to 5, vision training, and physical therapy to keep your kids safe and performing at their best. Call 865-922-0471 or visit knationsports.com. Join Kinetic Athletics in redefining youth sports.
Make plans to attend Sports Fest, brought to you by Visit My Smokies, Saturday, June 28th. Scheduled to appear between 11 and 1 are Vols Tyree West, Andre Turrentine, Miles Kitzelman, and Jeremiah Thielander. Compliments of Sports Treasures.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Hi, I'm David Brewster, owner of Aqua Clear Water Systems. The next time you're hauling heavy bottles of water, think, why am I doing this? With an award-winning Connecticut water system from Aqua Clear, I could make my own clean, fresh water. Better than bottled. Give us a call at 865-694-1725 or find us on the web at aquaclearws.com.
Aqua Clear, we'll change your water. It'll change your life.
When it comes to weight loss, one size does not fit all. At Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness, powered by Nutrimost, Dr. Terry Bragg provides the educational tools you need to manage your weight. No prepackaged foods and no counting points. Dr. Bragg uses a team approach, creating a personalized roadmap to a healthy lifestyle, including food plan, supplements, and support. Most participants lose 20 pounds in 40 days. For more information, go to BraggWeightLossAndWellness.com and start living your most healthy life.
This has been a paid announcement.
Hey, Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Farragut at 865-675-3999.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetMGM Network. Today we're taking the under 8 runs between the Phillies and the Astros. Ranger Suarez has been fantastic for the Phils this year. He's 6-1 with a 2.20 ERA. Framber Valdez has also been solid for the Astros and is backed up by the second best bullpen in baseball. Astros are 24-16 to the under at home. Phillies 23-14-1 to the under on the road. Under 8 is Bet Smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak high. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Some news out of the NFL. Aaron Rodgers told the Pat McAfee show just a few minutes ago he is pretty sure this is it. That's why he signed a one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They didn't need to put any more years on the contract, so Aaron Rodgers will play as if this is his final season in the NFL, saying, what a way to go out playing for a guy like Mike Tomlin, legendary head coach there in Pittsburgh. So things could change, but I don't think anybody's surprised by this. Aaron Rodgers, though, confirming publicly he plans on this being his last season playing in the NFL.
I can't take anything Aaron Rodgers says for face value, man. I can't. I mean, it sounds good today, but we'll see when we get to that point. But when you know, you know. When you wake up and it's a little bit harder to do the same things you did 10 years ago, you don't want to go practice, you don't want to work out, you don't want to go get better, you don't want to prepare yourself for the season, it's time.
He's 41. He'll turn 42 later this year. He was drafted 20 years ago. He was in the 2005 NFL draft. He's had an incredible career. Last two seasons have not been good. One was obviously lost entirely to the Achilles tear.
But he didn't play. He didn't play 20 years as a starter.
You're right. Yeah, he was a backup for a few years, but 20 years in the league.
Still a long time.
He's had a remarkable career. He will go down no matter what happens this year, no matter what you think about the personality, as one of the great quarterbacks of all time. I'll be curious to see how this season goes, though, because the Steelers' plan is to go win. They want to compete. They haven't won much in the postseason the last decade.
No.
So let's see. Can he go out on a more positive note after the way the last couple of years have gone? But Aaron Rodgers telling Pat McAfee earlier today that he is pretty sure this is it. This will be his final season playing in the NFL.
If this is it, the Steelers have no excuse, no reason not to prepare for the quarterback position after Aaron Rodgers. Like, it has been a disaster after Ben Roethlisberger. Like, you failed at putting someone in that position. And listen, it's hard to replace a legend. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's hard to go from Joe Montana to Steve Young. I mean, it's hard to replace a dude like John Elway and Dan Marino. And
yeah,
I get it. But, like, it's been a while, okay? And here's your second chance to replace a legend at quarterback. And he's giving you warning. This is my last year. So the next year's quarterback class, or this year's quarterback class, is supposed to be really, really good. Better than last year's. So no excuse not to have a plan in place for the quarterback position.
This quarter century, this is on the spot. You don't have to have an exact answer here, but where does he rank among quarterbacks this quarter century? I think Tom and Peyton are the top two. You have Drew Brees. Roethlisberger to get some mention. I'd take Rodgers over Roethlisberger. Eli Manning, you're taking Rodgers. Phillip Rivers was terrific, taking Rodgers. Top 3 or 4. Mahomes is now in that discussion, so I would take Mahomes over Rodgers. See, just trying to name guys. So
I guess
top 4 or 5. Would you take him or Brees? Talent and numbers in a lot of areas, you go Rodgers, right? Who would you rather have as your quarterback, Brees or Rodgers? I think that's an interesting one.
I would take Brees. I would put him at 5.
I think I probably would too. And probably just miss somebody thinking of it on the fly. But a little news.
Yeah, knowing we know about Aaron Rodgers as a leader, it's not just about talent. Because if it was just about talent, he would be number 1. Him and Patrick Mahomes, 1, 2. But just as a complete quarterback, I would take him 5.
4-time MVP. So little news out of the NFL today. Aaron Rodgers, not all that surprisingly, saying he expects this will be his last season. Pretty sure, he said, this will be his last season playing in the NFL. That's why the one-year deal was done the way that it was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. At 2:30, we're going to talk to Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports. He was there for the start of training camp work with Aaron Rodgers, his first day on the field with camp activity a few weeks ago. Jay Busby was there covering it. So we'll talk to Jay about Aaron Rodgers and the NFL coming up at 2:30. We'll talk to Ben McKee of GoVols 24/7 when we come back. A lot of players moving out, some players coming in. What will the roster look like? What is Tony Vitello's plan for Tennessee baseball heading into 2026? We'll get to that when we come back. We head into hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us. Any questions? Text box is open at 865-656-9900. Presented by Junk Be Gone here on Josh and Swain.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
The United States have the lead.
The United States in full command.
And didn't she enjoy that one?
Never miss a game.
Look at the pace she puts on this ball with that little slip run. Great first touch.
Never miss a moment.
Get a hold of it.
The back of the net.
Great goal for the United States.
Goes for goal.
Yeah! The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Wilson Brothers Plumbing, a local company that takes care of people in East Tennessee every single day. The plumbing professionals at Wilson Brothers Plumbing are skilled, passionate, and dedicated to delivering exceptional results on every job. If you need help with a problem that you run into, if you need big work done, if you need replumbing at your home, get in touch with Wilson Brothers Plumbing, as their expertise and dedication to the plumbing trade is second to none. The work that they did at my home was great, and I've recommended Wilson Brothers Plumbing here on the air, as well as to friends and family and coworkers. Wilson Brothers Plumbing will make sure you're taken care of with the information you need. If there is work that needs to be done, Wilson Brothers will provide an upfront price, no gotcha pricing after the work is complete. They want to make sure you're taken care of. Google their name. You'll see customers talking about the great experience they had with Wilson Brothers Plumbing. Call Wilson Brothers Plumbing at 865-415-1537 or visit the website wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. That's wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers, the proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
Men, you are under siege. From the minute you hit adulthood, stress, bad sleep, junk food, screens, pressure, it all chips away at your stamina, your energy, and yeah, your confidence. And no one tells you the benefit of screening early when you're younger. Research has found that maintaining optimal health prevents severe men's health issues later in life. At Men's Pro Knoxville, we fight for you, the tired dad, the high performer running on fumes, the relationship lovers, the gym grinders, the man whom online pills have failed. This is for every man, young and old. Forget pills from apps or emails. You need a real medical provider, a clinic that'll fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Guys, the future is local. Real clinics, real specialists. Results in minutes, not days. Men's Pro Knoxville's friendly staff is on standby. Call right now, 865-544-8220, or go to menspronknoxville.com. That's 865-544-8220, or go to menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, East Tennessee, the summer sales event is going on right now at Rusty Wallace Honda, and we have tons of inventory. You can make every mile count this summer in your brand new CRV. It's a front-wheel drive Sport L. It's got leather for only $389 a month. Or hit the road in a new Civic Sport Hybrid for only $309 a month. And don't forget, every new Honda comes with Rusty's exclusive 200,000-mile no-charge warranty. So get to the intersection of selection right now, because unlike your new Honda, these deals won't last. Rusty Wallace Honda, I-75 at Callahan Drive.
Some places just feel right the moment you walk in. Try How Brewery in downtown Maryville has new owners and a fresh look, but the same welcoming spirit locals love. Great beer, easygoing patio vibes, families relaxing, and dogs always welcome. Right off the Greenway Trail, it's easy to swing by and stay a while. Whether you stop in for a quick pint or to catch a local band, Try Hop's got room for you. Pull up a chair. They've saved you a seat. Try Hop Brewery. Local beer, real connection. Visit tryhopbrewery.com.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. And when it comes to your privacy, Loudoun County Fence is the fencing company East Tennesseans have trusted for over 50 years. Your fence should be durable and stylish. Visit their website at lcfence.com and view all of their great options, from wood privacy to ornamental aluminum fencing. Loudoun County Fence is a family-owned and operated company with over 50 years of experience installing quality fencing in and around Knoxville. They're fully licensed and insured, and their workmanship is guaranteed. For your free estimate, visit lcfence.com.
Listen for details on Big Ticket. Brought to you by Food City and Certified Angus Beef on WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, a Cumulus Media Station, 99.1, the sports animal.
This is Maggie Gray with a Sports Minute. Usually when a bad sports owner is forced out, things get better. Just ask Commanders fans. But in Phoenix, it's been chaos. New owner Matt Ishbia tried to microwave a contender. KD, Bradley Beal, big names, no results. He's already on his fourth coach in 4 years. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Devin Booker, watching the mess build around him. I'm Maggie Gray.
Uber Eats has deals all summer long. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans or CVS and make the most of every moment. That sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2025 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Thank you, America, for making us the largest new car dealer group in the U.S. again.
The Josh and Swain Show is brought to you by Junk Be Gone. This June, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
This is Josh and Swain. We begin hour number 2. Jason Swain's here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward. We've talked a lot of Tennessee football in the first hour of the show. The last segment we discussed, actually the quarterback of our next guest's team, Aaron Rodgers, with the news about 10, 12 minutes ago telling Pat McAfee that he expects this will be his last season in the NFL as the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben McKee joins us. He covers Tennessee baseball, Tennessee sports for Go Vols 24/7 while also rooting for the Steelers. So a one-and-done season for Aaron Rodgers there in Pittsburgh, Ben.
I'm good with it, I think. I just got done watching that interview as well, and I don't know that I'm fired up, but I'm open to a year of Aaron Rodgers. He got me kind of excited watching that interview. I mean, I don't have great expectations for him or the offense this year, but I appreciated him saying that, hey, I'm just worried about giving my all for the Steelers. Whatever's left in my tank, I'm going to give it all to them and see what we can do this year. And had great things to say about Mike Tomlin and a lot of the players and a lot of the players I grew up watching and why I became a Steelers fan. So he's going about this with a lot of respect, which I appreciate. I like Aaron Rodgers when he is just sticking to football, and it seems like he's at least doing this with the Steelers. And you do hear players talk fondly of him. His teammates do like him. So just from the football side of things, I'm a little more excited than I was a month or so ago, but I still don't have great expectations.
Man, that's all you need was a Pat McAfee interview, and
Ben's back in. I like it.
Ben's ready to go buy Aaron Rodgers' jersey.
No, I'm not doing all that. If you want to buy me a jersey, go for it. That'll probably one of the cooler jerseys to have. It's like Allen Iverson or Jason Williams Grizzlies jersey. They weren't there very long, but it's one that 10, 20 years from now, you'll see once every blue moon. I'm not ready to do all that, but
I love when I see an obscure jersey. When I see an Olajuwon Raptors jersey, yes, something like that.
Yes,
it catch your eye. If you see an Emmitt Smith Cardinals jersey, goodness.
Man. Oh yeah,
goodness.
Oh yeah.
Hey, one more, and then Ben, we're going to get to. There's a lot of comings and goings with the Tennessee baseball transfer portal, but we are also talking about, hey, it's difficult to find your franchise guy. Pittsburgh will be looking for its franchise guy after Aaron Rodgers. But James in the YouTube chat asked, so Swain, what is the Bears' excuse? You got your guy now. It's taking some time.
There's no excuse. We have stunk at that position.
No excuse, just an explanation.
Yeah, no excuse.
Of ineptitude. Okay, well, straight and to the point.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, Ben, before we get into some of the players specifically, can you explain why so many Tennessee baseball players, pitchers especially, have gone into the portal, what the roster makeup will kind of look like next season, and then what the plan is for that for Tennessee baseball with now the season behind Tony Vitello and UT as they get ready for next year?
Well, first, I'd like to say that I'm glad nobody asked Stephen A. Smith about his thoughts about Caleb Williams playing in Chicago, since nobody can play in Memphis. I'm surprised people are allowed to play in Chicago, but I guess that's a different conversation. It's to me, it's just a roster crunch more than anything. As of this interview, there are 16 Tennessee baseball pitchers in the portal. I think that number will grow 2 or 3 more, but they're not names that the common fan would know, probably haven't even heard of, at least with 1 or 2 of them. So that is obviously a big number. Many people have reached out to me like, hey, why is this happening? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I'm sure you all have even seen conversations about it or had people ask you about it. But to me, this highlights more than anything else that they've been bringing in too many guys the last couple of years because there was no roster limit in baseball, and they've had almost 50 guys within the program the last couple of years, and you had about 37, 40 on the active roster. So each year, I mean, you had about 10 guys who were associated with the program but were nowhere near the field, whether that be most of those situations were guys redshirting and developmental prospects that you take a chance on because there's no roster limit and you hope that they develop into something. So you've seen a lot of those type of guys enter the portal. And Dylan Loy has been the most popular name that has entered. And Loy, through 20 SEC innings this season, the other 15 pitchers combined for 7.1 SEC innings this season, and only 6 of the 16 pitchers who have transferred appeared in an SEC game. So I think it speaks more to just that they've been bringing in way too many guys the last couple of years because there were no rules against it. That's been a hot topic in the college baseball world for years now. And Tennessee was not the only one doing this. Every SEC program, ACC program, so on and so forth, they were bringing in too many guys, and then came into question the ethical conversation of should you be doing that and then encouraging guys who essentially don't make the roster. It's almost like open tryouts in the fall. Should you be doing that and then encouraging the ones that aren't going to make the roster to leave at Christmas? So that's been an ongoing topic of conversation in college baseball for many, many years now. So you're kind of seeing the fat be trimmed down. And there were some guys who, want to go somewhere where they can guarantee themselves innings, because at a place like Tennessee right now, you're really going to have to scrap for what you get. And some guys know that they're on the short end of the stick or the bottom of the totem pole, and they want to go somewhere where they know they'll get more innings. And you respect that, obviously. But outside of Dylan Loy, I don't know that Tennessee's really batting an eye over anybody leaving. I don't know that they went to great efforts to try and talk anybody in to staying. But there were a couple of interesting prospects that you can certainly see having success elsewhere. But at minimum, I think those who have left, I'd say even Dylan Loy included. I'm a Dylan Loy fan, and I hate to see Dylan Loy move on. But just generally speaking, I think at minimum you can, with where Tennessee is at and established as a program, you can bring in pitchers who at minimum will not be worse than what you are losing. And if anything, you are upgrading.
Ben McKee, GoVols 247. What can you tell us about the great American Henry Ford, and if Tennessee's going to be able to get him on campus or not, to transfer from UVA?
Yes, very, very, very good baseball player, first baseman and right fielder, which is 2 positions of need for Tennessee, with Andrew Fisher about to be a first-round pick, and then Reese Chapman about to move on to the professional ranks as well. He's considered by one publication to be the best player in the transfer portal this offseason. So whether he's the best or not, he's one of the most talented guys in the portal this cycle, and Tennessee had to beat out the likes of Mississippi State, Texas, several blue blood programs in the sport for his services. And he hits for power, he hits for contact, he's on base, he can play multiple positions. So just a big-time addition, but Tennessee is going to be very nervous about this one throughout the course of the first couple of rounds of the draft. There's a good chance that he ends up on campus. I don't know what percentage that looks like. I would maybe say 50-50 or 60-40 in favor of coming to school, which maybe to some that doesn't sound super optimistic when I say 50-50, but when he first entered the portal and he was the first visitor that Tennessee hosted, I didn't really think that there was a chance that he went to college or came back to school for another year. I almost didn't think it mattered where he committed because it seemed like he was going to sign in the draft, but there's more optimism there than I initially anticipated. So there's a good chance he makes it to campus. It would be huge if he does for Tennessee, but Tennessee will certainly be nervous as Tony V's up on the MLB Network draft coverage set once again, and that one's going to be tight.
Losing a lot of pitching, we know that, hey, it's not a big deal, but do you think there's enough fish in the pond, enough good pitchers in the pond, in the portal for Tennessee to be able to bring in enough for them to be able to win the way they want to win?
Frank Anderson and Tony Vitello are going to need to make sure that there are. That they are really going to have to do a good job of evaluating and making sure that their evaluations and their assessments on people are on point this cycle, because to the common fan, there's no big names in the portal that you would have heard of from other schools, and even for a person like me who's just constantly keeping up with what Tennessee baseball is doing, it doesn't seem to be any big name pitchers in the portal this cycle. But that doesn't mean that there's not talent there. There is. They've been in it with Landon Mack, the Rutgers transfer, although there's a lot of LSU buzz right now, and they've been able to pick up a couple of key names out of the portal. We saw Brady Frederick from ETSU, Clay Edmondson from UNC Asheville, and others that they've got in it with a couple of two-way players that they landed a commitment from one on Sunday, and DJ Newman from Bowling Green. They're recruiting Blaine Brown from Rice, who pitched against them in Houston, actually. And then there's some other names that they're still evaluating. So I'm not as up to it on, the overall depth of the pitchers in this cycle as much as the coaches are. But they need bodies, and they need bodies that can contribute right away. That they have to nail these evaluations. So there's certainly enough pitching in the portal, and who knows who else may enter now that the College World Series is over. Not that I'm anticipating anybody, but now those schools are going to start to begin their off season and go through their portal losses as well. So I know the last couple of years that they've added this guy or that guy late. Chris Stamos was a very late add after the 23 season, and he proved to be one of the most pivotal pieces on the national championship winning team. So this is going to go on for about another month, and they're going to need some luck in the draft with a couple of their top high school signees. But there's plenty of bodies there, and I know that's a given. But now more than ever, I think they're really going to have to nail their evaluations to make sure that who they are bringing in is ready to contribute in the manner that they need them to.
We're talking to Ben McKee, Go Vols 247. Another segment with Ben. Wrap up thoughts on the baseball transfer portal window that is open right now. And also, Ben, we'll get your answer to this question in the next segment. Give you a few minutes to think about it. Donovan asked us earlier, the Big Four in football this season, Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Which two games, if Tennessee can win the rest and go 2-2 in those to get to the playoff, which two games among those four teams would be the most likely wins for Tennessee football this fall? So we'll get Ben McKee to answer that coming up in our next segment as we come back on Josh and Swain.
Free on the radio, free on the app, free on our website. You can hear 99.1 The Sports Animal free anytime, anywhere.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
Many people like to research products before making a purchase, and the same is true when it comes to healthcare. In fact, a study found that nearly half of people research healthcare providers before scheduling an appointment. Amy Jordan with United Healthcare tells us how technology can create a better provider search experience.
United Healthcare's newest innovation is Smart Choice, an easy-to-use provider search tool that uses advanced technology to guide eligible members to quality network providers who also meet the members' selected preferences. This enhanced provider search experience creates a clear and straightforward approach to navigating care options by showing eligible members prioritized Smart Choice results with a dynamic score for each network provider that takes into account quality, the member's health benefits, and personal preferences. Smart Choice helps empower eligible members to compare their care options and make more informed decisions, which may result in better access to care and lower costs.
Eligible United Healthcare members with employer-sponsored health plans now have access to Smart Choice through the member app and website. Visit uhc.com to learn more.
Sponsored by United Healthcare.
Get ready for the 2025-26 Lady Vols basketball season. Coming off a Sweet 16 run in the first season under head coach Kim Caldwell, Lady Vol basketball season tickets are on sale now. With the top portal class and the second-ranked high school class, the Lady Vols are set for a big season ahead. Be in the Food City Center for the action all season long. Secure your seats today at allvols.com.
Thank you for calling Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. How can I make you smile today?
Yeah, I'm having problems with my drain.
I'm sorry to hear that. What's the problem?
My toilet won't flush, my sink smells terrible, and my shower has standing water.
No worries, we can help you with that. If you keep struggling with toilets that won't flush, standing water after you shower, or smelly sinks, then you may have a drain blockage or clogged sewer line. Pipe Wrench can get your drains flowing again in no time with our $99 drain cleaning offer, and if we can't open your drain, the visit is free. You can also get a free camera inspection of your sewer line to help us easily pinpoint the source of the clog and suggest the fastest and most affordable solution. When we identify the problem, we provide the best option, ranging from drain cabling, hydrojetting, spot repair, or even sewer line replacement if needed. So don't ignore the signs of a clogged drain or sewer line before it turns into a costly problem. Call the plumbing experts at Pipe Wrench today at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com.
Are you tired of struggling with your gate every time you come home? Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to convenience with Stanley Fencing, your East Tennessee experts and automatic gate operators. From big fencing jobs to cozy backyard setups, they've got you covered. At Stanley Fencing, they take pride in not just building fences, but building lasting relationships with their customers. Because when you choose them, you're not just getting a fence, you're getting a partner for life. Stanley Fencing, where quality and care come together.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Johnson, I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We had Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Will an internet help our sales?
Already has. Plus, Cumulus Digital helps us rank high on search engines.
Whoa, one thing at a time, Johnson.
CumulusDigital.com.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us alongside VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I am Josh Ward, and we have another segment on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline with Ben McKee, covering all different sports. Tennessee baseball, a focus so far this hour, talking to Ben with the portal window and some players exiting, some players coming in. What might we have missed last segment, Ben, or what else would you add to what Tony Vitello and the staff are trying to get done, what they're working with, taking on LSU and Arkansas and the best programs in the SEC for some of the best prospects that are out there or will be?
Yeah, just trying to address a couple more needs. Obviously, pitching is very much a need at this point. I would not, as we kind of touched on, I would not freak out if I'm a Tennessee baseball fan about seeing 16 guys in the portal. I think there was a lot of I think it was just having to get down to this roster limit of 34 more than anything else, and they've had too many guys coming in the last couple of years, and they have recruited over a couple of them and have a chance to get better. The bullpen was frustrating this past season, and some of those guys you were hoping would step up and be key pieces, but it just never materialized. So pitching is a big topic for Tennessee baseball right now, as it should, even if I wouldn't freak out a ton if I'm a fan from the amount of pitchers who have entered the portal. And then I think they'd like to add an infielder, probably a middle infielder, if they can. They've been evaluating guys. Jared Advincola, a second baseman from Cal, visited recently, and he's kind of the top name, the name at the top of their infield board. And I feel like they've done just about everything they can there. Now it's just kind of in wait-and-see mode as he decides against several of the top programs in the country. And you've seen them identify a couple of two-way guys because they still need outfielders. They've addressed that a decent bit. They got two Bowling Green transfers in Garrett Wright and DJ Newman, who both can play the outfield. Henry Ford can play the outfield as well. So they're just going through and addressing the needs that they feel like they need to. And it's pitching, it's middle infield help, it's an outfielder. And I feel like they've done a good job with the outfielders. Now it's about trying to find a middle infielder and more pitching.
You need to be addressing Henry Ford as the great American Henry Ford in McKee.
Yeah, so is that the nickname? If he gets to campus, you just go with that straight away?
Yeah, the great American.
Okay.
Absolutely. You've got a chance to witness and view basketball practice, workouts, new roster, new pieces. What did you take away from your time watching Tennessee basketball?
I think there are two things. Well, there are several things, but the two main ones that stick out is I think the front court, the group of post players, I think they're going to be a nightmare for other teams to deal with, just because I think they're going to be so versatile. I don't think that they're going to have one great SEC, all SEC player. It's certainly possible. I just think it's going to be by committee, like as a group. They're just really going to present a lot of challenges. I don't know that there's going to be one area in which they are just the best in the country at. I just think they're going to be able to check every box and do everything you need them to do at a good to great level. I think they're going to do a lot of things well. Now, you do have Felix Okpara, who is in the conversation and who may already be the best rim protector returning in college basketball. But in addition to that, kind of one of my other takeaways that ties into a front court that I think is going to be very dangerous is I think they're going to shoot the basketball better than I anticipated. Something you and I have talked about, Swain, kind of amongst ourselves, is that this roster could use another shooter. And I certainly think that they could use another shooter, but I don't know that they're as desperate for one more shooter as I maybe thought earlier this month before I got to watch them practice. I believe it was last Tuesday. Now, I don't know that they're going to be the best shooting team in the country, or they're going to have one guy that just turns into Chris Lofton or Chris Lofton Jr. or even Chaz Lanier or Dalton Connect in terms of a shooter. But I think as a collective, because of the front court's ability to shoot the basketball, it is going to serve them well, and they're going to be better equipped than I initially anticipated. Now, the proof will be in the pudding, but I do think that Rick Barnes is going to be willing to allow J.P. Estrella, Cade Phillips, Jalen Carey to step out and shoot shots from the perimeter. Now, they have to prove that they can make them in games, but when I watched Cade Phillips and J.P. Estrella in practice last Tuesday, and look, it was one practice on June 17th, starting the third week of summer camp. There's a long ways to go. But Cade and JP looked very comfortable on the perimeter. I thought both of their shots looked really, really good. Jalen Carey's shot really, really good as well. In fact, Rick Barnes was getting on to Cade about something with his form and kind of pointed out, like, hey, Jalen Carey was able to pick it up in a week. Why are you struggling with this? You've been here for 3 years. And Cade wasn't really struggling over and over again. I just said that he shot the basketball well. But on one of his few misses that I did see, Rick was trying to point something out and use Jalen Carey's form and how he's been able to pick something up within his form so quickly, and he looks comfortable shooting the basketball. So I don't know that they're going to have one of those post players just shoot a ton of threes, but again, as a group, I think they're going to be able to shoot it really well. And then obviously the big takeaway was Nate Ament, who absolutely looked the part. I've seen enough Josh and Swain, number 1 overall pick in next year's draft. The Grizzlies need to tank in order to get Nate Ament so they can put him next to Ja and Jaren. I've seen enough. Kidding, of course, but he was very, very impressive. I don't know that I saw him miss a shot. He just looks so comfortable from the perimeter. He is truly a guard in a 6'10" body, and I did not see him work in the post once. And from speaking to a couple of different people, he has not practiced at the 4 or at the 5. He is truly a guard in a forward's body. He's going to play on the wing. He's brought the ball up in practice. He's played off the ball. He's played true wing as a 3, and he shoots the cover off of the basketball. He's comfortable putting the basketball on the floor and getting to the rim. He dunked over, I think it was Dwayne Brown, his fellow freshman, put the ball on the floor from the perimeter, drove to the basket, jumped. Dwayne Brown jumped with him, and it did not end well for Dwayne Brown. And I think what I was most impressed with was his ability to pass the basketball. Very skilled passer, sees the court very, very well. So Nate Ament, I've seen him for one practice, take it with a grain of salt, but I really do think he's going to prove to be Rick Barnes' best freshman, especially of the 5 stars that he's brought in.
Maybe the triplet towers, Jaren, Nate, Zach Edey in Memphis, Ben.
Maybe. I'm open to Zach Edey. I thought he had a nice rookie season. Now I just need him to quit speeding in the offseason as if he's a Georgia football player.
There's still that roster spot left. Zakai's appealing. What's going to happen there if Zakai ultimately gets denied? Is that roster spot going to be filled? Is Tennessee trying to fill that roster spot from the portal just in case Zakai's appeal gets denied?
I think everybody anticipates Zakai not being able to play this year, and that's not inside knowledge. It just does not seem likely. Yeah. It seems like the writing is on the wall, and just does not seem like a realistic possibility. I don't know that I would say that Tennessee is actively like I don't think they're urgent to fill one of those last roster spots, but they are keeping all doors open, as you've seen Rick Barnes do the last several off seasons. He typically has a spot open, and he leaves it open on purpose in case they stumble across another Zakai Ziegler. Tobe Awaka was a late ad. Santiago Vescovi was a late ad, obviously midway through the season. So I don't know that they're in a rush to fill that spot, but they are certainly open to filling that spot if they stumble across somebody on the high school circuit this next month or so, or even if they get into another Santiago Vescovi situation to where they find an international prospect who is able to get in mid-year. I think they're open to that idea as well. So that you've seen them flirt with some shooters in the portal that just did not work out. So I don't think it's urgent or anything, but if they can find the right fit, that they will certainly add somebody if they can.
Ben McKee, GoVols247.com. Hey, before you go, mentioned at the end of last segment a football question that was tossed up to Swain and me earlier, and we'll have you finish out our segment with it. The question was Oklahoma, Florida, Bama, and Georgia, the big 4 games most believe in the SEC this year. Which 2 games give Tennessee the best shot to win? Out of those 4, Oklahoma and Georgia at home. Georgia's the SEC opener. Alabama and Florida on the road. 2 most likely wins out of those 4, Ben.
Ooh, that's a tough one given where those games are being played. I want to say Florida, but are we really going to believe that Tennessee is going to beat Florida in the swamp until we actually see it? In terms of just viewing those 4 teams on paper, and if you were going to play them at a neutral site, I would put Florida in as one of my 2. But, again, it's in the swamp, and we know how things go when Tennessee plays in the swamp. So with that being said, I'm actually going to say Alabama and Oklahoma. I would really feel confident if that Alabama game was played in Knoxville. But I think this is a big offseason for Alabama to get its line of scrimmage correct. I feel like that was as much a problem as anything for them a season ago, and played a role in Vanderbilt being able to upset them and others. So if they have not corrected that, then I think Tennessee can go into Bryant-Denny and win that game. And although I think Alabama's going to be better than Florida, I kind of, and not that Bryant-Denny has been a great place for Tennessee of late either, but I think it's more likely that Tennessee beats Alabama in Tuscaloosa than Tennessee beats Florida in the Swamp. And then I'm not buying Oklahoma. I think it's been a good off season for Brent Venables and some of the personnel decisions he's made on and off the field. But I think Tennessee, from top to bottom, is a more talented team than Oklahoma. And I think with that game being in Neyland, I would certainly pick that as one of my two. And with Georgia, Athens, Knoxville, New York City, San Francisco, I've got to see it's kind of like Tennessee playing in the Swamp. I've got to see Tennessee beat Georgia to actually believe it. Georgia just has Tennessee's number right now, and I don't know that Tennessee has the quality of depth that Georgia has at the moment. So I just don't see that one happening.
Yeah, that one's in Knoxville, but Swain, I don't think you and I spent much time considering Georgia as part of the answer. Nah. So I think a very good and fair answer. Ben, what should people know about what's happening, what you've written so far, or what will be coming up at GoVols247.com?
Yeah, all the coverage you need with Tennessee football, basketball, and baseball right now. Obviously very busy with high school football recruiting. Ryan Callahan is all over that. Patrick Brown's been chipping in as we get closer to SEC Media Days, I believe 3 weeks from today, and start of fall camp will be right around the corner after that. So they've done a great job of keeping track of everything that's going on with football. And, of course, Tony V's keeping me busy with all the roster construction this offseason. So all the football and baseball and, of course, the basketball that we have been able to see of late, you can find all that coverage at GoVols247.com.
And on Twitter, after the Grizzlies pick at number 16 tomorrow night, live reaction from Ben there in the middle of the first round with what the team on the west end of the state decides to do. Hey, Ben, thanks for the time, all of it today. Appreciate you hopping on for a couple of segments, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks for the invite. Y'all have a great week.
Thank you, Ben. Ben McKee, GoVols247.com, joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. We have 90 minutes to go. We invite you to join us. You can call or text at 865-656-9900 to join Josh and Swain.
It's Big Ticket, sponsored by Food City and Certified Angus Beef. Could win season tickets to one of the following: UT football, UT men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, softball, the Knoxville Smokies, or the Ice Bears. Listen for where we'll be broadcasting. Show up and register to become a finalist. And at the end of the show, you could be one of 3 selected finalists. The grand prize drawing will be held on July 10th at Top Golf on Outlet Drive in Farragut. Complete details on our website at 991thesportsanimal.com. It's Big Tickets, sponsored by Food City and Certified Angus Beef. On your station for Tennessee sports, 99.1 The Sports Animal. Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball had 7 more pitchers enter the transfer portal on Monday, making it 16 total pitchers that have entered the transfer portal this offseason for Tennessee and 20 players overall. Monday's group includes redshirt junior Michael Sharman, sophomores Tanner Wiggins and Luke Payne, redshirt freshmen Braden May and Dane Bjorn, and freshmen Andrew Dumont and Stratton Scott. Major League Baseball games for Tuesday at 6:40. The Orioles host the Rangers, A's visit the Tigers, Guardians take on the Blue Jays. Just after 7 o'clock, the Braves visit the Mets, Reds host the Yankees. 7:45, Diamondbacks visit the White Sox, Brewers host the Pirates, Mariners take on the Twins, Royals host the Rays, Cubs visit the Cardinals. Astros take on the Phillies at 8, Dodgers visit the Rockies at 8:40. At 9:45, Red Sox visit the Angels, Nationals take on the Padres, and the Giants welcome the Marlins. The Knoxville Smokies return home for the first time in a couple of weeks tonight as they take on the Birmingham Barons at 7 o'clock at Covenant Health Park. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Join the Sports Animal with Tyler and Will Wednesdays. They broadcast live from 3 to 7 from the Bed Store on Kingston Pike. The Bed Store has 6 convenient area locations with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. The right mattress, the right price, guaranteed at the Bed Store.
I never thought building a custom home would be this easy. When Red Door Homes built our house last year, they made the process simple. We picked from their 30-plus floor plans, customized it how we wanted, and they built it right on our land. The construction time was quick and their 10-year warranty gave us total confidence. If you're thinking about building a home, do what we did. Go to reddoorhomestn.com and visit their showroom right off Paper Mill and Kingston Pike. You won't regret it.
Red Door Homes, home building as it should be.
Johnson, I've been reading about this geofencing. Know anything about it?
Yeah, boss. We use geofencing through Cumulus Digital to help drive our sales.
How does it work?
We pick precise locations, and whenever a customer enters that location, they see our ads.
That's what I thought.
Cumulus Digital.
Hey, folks, Charles Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. Here we go. If it'll drive, it's worth $5,500. Buy any new in-stock Nissan and you'll receive $5,500 for any old sled you can drive to Ted. And remember, it has to drive to be worth $55,000. Retail marketing campaign, one trade-in per vehicle, all rebates included, and NMAC financing.
Need a reason to smile? Come to South Bend Dental, where comfort meets care. From cleanings to cosmetics, as well as Invisalign, we've got you covered. Call South Bend Dental in Farragut or book online at southbenddentaltn.com.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
I know there can be a lot of uncertainty involved in planning your financial life. Modern retirement strategies demand an approach that acknowledges the unpredictability of markets, increasing life expectancies, and the ever-changing economic system that surrounds personal finance. Hi, this is Jim Brogan, and at Brogan Financial, we serve our clients in helping them achieve their life goals for retirement and beyond. Visit us online at broganfinancial.com to learn more about how to take control of your financial future.
What if you could get a 365 days comfort guarantee to adjust the firmness or softness of your mattress? What if you could get a two-sided flippable mattress at factory direct pricing? What if it came with a warranty of up to 20 years? What if you could watch your mattress being handmade right here in the Knoxville factory? You can at Brothers Bedding Mattress Factory. Brothers Bedding understands what it means to be local, high quality, excellent service, and a name you can trust for over 85 years. BrothersBedding.com.
The big dog of heating and cooling is now looking for more techs to join the pack. Chancey & Reynolds is now hiring HVAC duct mechanics and technicians, providing a great benefits package, paid vacation and holidays. These are full-time positions for those who want a career, not just a job. Chancey & Reynolds, in business for more than 40 years, is a York Heating and Air specialty company. Apply in person at 614 Van Street or call 865-525-5076.
The big dog of heating and cooling. The big dog.
The minute folks step into Dollywood, I want them to feel the wonder of my Smoky Mountains and to fill their hearts with all the good and beautiful things in this big old world, and to cherish all the little moments they get to be together.
Enjoy thrilling rides, award-winning entertainment, and delicious new seasonal flavors. Plan your visit at Dollywood.com.
Dollywood. Love every moment.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
98 in the shade heading into your Tuesday afternoon. We'll have a lot of sunshine and a couple of storms popping up atop the Smokies. A few of those could dribble down into the valley by the end of Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, this heat wave going nowhere fast, and even hotter feeling weather Wednesday. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
The Josh and Swain Show is brought to you by Junk Be Gone. This June, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
The Sports Animal app has a special second stream and a link to our latest videos. Download the Sports Animal app. Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Johnson Swain on 99.1, The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Jason Swain's here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver, number 21 overall recruit in the 2003 class. We've talked 2003 on today's show.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, mentioned Tennessee not beating Florida on the road, but I mean, it was the same year, the last time Tennessee beat either team on the road.
That's right. 2003, the last time Tennessee went to either Bama or Florida and won. They just did it both times. You guys did it. I shouldn't say they. You went there and won. The 03 win, that's the fourth down throw to C.J. Phaeton game.
Yeah. I didn't do much in the Bama game. I think I had like a catch or something like that. But the Florida game, for sure.
I can't imagine that your former quarterback on that team, Casey Clausen, is thrilled that he is the last quarterback to go on the road and beat either Florida or Alabama. Because Iceman was cool going on the road, no problem.
No, I don't think he's thrilled.
He was unbeaten in the Swamp.
No, I don't think he's thrilled about that. He's probably shaking his head. But hey, I think a part of him was like, hey man, put some respect on my name. Remember, there was some criticism that went his way towards the back half of his career. He took the high road. I remember he took the high road and took out a half-page ad in the newspaper.
Yeah.
I do remember
He
that.
did.
Because he had every reason not to do that with how some of fans were criticizing him.
Yeah, he is one of those players. Casey Clausen is one of those players who has become more and more beloved as time has gone on since his time playing.
Who's been more beloved after their time? More, Casey or Josh Dobbs?
I think it's Dobbs. I think that's the case because right after things were kind of rough, and fans are still seeing him in the NFL, and they've had a chance to see him have some big performances here or there, and they see him back on campus more. So I think the answer is Dobbs, but that's a good question. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I said in Gainesville, Casey was 4-0 in Tuscaloosa and Gainesville.
Yeah.
Because he won in 01 as well against Alabama and Florida.
I mean, I asked you that because –
But I don't know if I'm right on that. I think it's Dobbs, but it could be Casey.
Well, that's why you have a text box, and that's why you have a phone line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
865-656-9900.
Yeah, but it will be hard for me to add a lot of context to Casey's time because his last year I was playing. I wasn't paying attention to what fans were saying.
Yeah.
And the other 3 years I was in high school. But I do remember Dobbs' time, and I do remember how folks couldn't wait for the backup and was criticizing his accuracy as a passer, even though it did improve year by year. And then you look at the impact he had off the field and what he was kind of going through, being shoved out there in front of the camera in the middle of some attacks from folks when it came to Title IX and things like that as well. So that's why I asked you because you were covering the team at that time, and I asked fans and listeners.
Yeah, but I remember hey, let's see what Quentin Dormady has when Dobbs was the guy. There was some of that. I know Dobbs remembers it as well, but Dobbs he has stayed connected very strongly to the University of Tennessee, and he has shown his love. And you're right, that I remember that letter too when Casey put that out.
Yeah, there was not a time when I wanted to see the next quarterback when Josh Dobbs was the starter.
Now, Josh in Newport says, how about Tyler Bray? I feel like I see more highlight videos of him on TikTok, and people really appreciate how he played now more than they did when he was at Tennessee. I've got nothing against Tyler Bray at all, but I think as time has gone on, I think people have actually forgotten about some of the negatives that came.
Yeah, like no one questioned how good he was.
Yeah, his talent and physical ability. He spent the time he did in the NFL because of his talent, physical ability. I think matured when he was there. He was with Andy Reid. He's a great coach to connect with, and he was a good system guy to have in the room. But I wouldn't put Tyler in the same category as Dobbs or Clausen for several reasons.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't win like those other guys, and the offense never struggled when he was the quarterback. I mean, the leadership wasn't great, but like, wasn't like he had the best mentor as a head coach to how to be the leader, and that coach had the strongest respect level for his players to respect him. But I couldn't put Tyler Bray in that same category. Talented as those three guys, probably even more talented.
Sure.
But
I know I have him in a separate discussion all around.
Yeah.
With all due respect. Terrence says
that wasn't necessary.
Terrence says Dobbs hands down of who has become more beloved as time has gone on, noting that Dobbs was likable, loved his heart, loved his toughness, hasn't seen the Iceman on campus. So that's kind of why I mentioned Dobbs being back around. I think that's allowed fans to remain connected to him, seeing him in the NFL. Jay said I would have to say Casey because I don't really acknowledge Tennessee football from 2009 through 2021. So,
okay, all right, fair enough.
I
do remember that time, that stretch where a lot of fans were blocked by Dobbs' account, and that kind of impacts how they kind of maybe feel about him. Which some of that stuff that was coming his way, I don't blame that account for blocking folks and having a block party. But like I know for some people that bothered them. I mean, it didn't necessarily bother me, but Casey did lead a couple teams to seasons where you thought they had a chance to go win that championship. Now, Dobbs, you could say he did the same thing. And we just didn't know it until after the fact, what type of chance they really had to go win a championship. But I think both quarterbacks, man, you can kind of compare them and put them in kind of the same category on some topics.
Yep, for sure. Casey Clausen, Josh Dobbs, who have become more beloved by Tennessee fans since their time ended 22 years ago. Casey Clausen's senior season.
Or more appreciated.
More appreciated. Yeah, more appreciated.
Yeah, more appreciated. Obviously, the work that Dobbs has done, coming back and having events with former players and his involvement with
his camp here.
Yeah, like UT, Alumni Association, he's the president. So obviously like that means a lot, and he's probably more loved, but like more appreciated when you look at how he played during his time, because it's hard to appreciate him when he played, but who was the more appreciated quarterback after the fact?
We'll come back, 865-656-9900 to share your thoughts here on Josh and Swain.
Are you needing to buy an engagement ring and you have no idea how to even get started? Take a deep breath. She's going to say yes, but also let's get her the perfect ring at TK Wheeler Jewelers. TK Wheeler Jewelers is located on South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. He's right there next to the Outback Steakhouse, and he is there to help soothe all of your worries and make sure you walk out of there with the perfect diamond for your someone special. And their selection is incredible. Diamond eternity bands, beautiful diamond solitaires in all different cuts. And how about those diamond halo engagement rings where the halo of diamonds around that center stone really makes it pop? And if you have a little bit of Goldilocks syndrome and you can't find exactly what you're looking for, sit down with TK himself and come up with a one-of-a-kind custom engagement ring. I'm telling you, it's more affordable than you think, and it's a one-of-a-kind. When you're shopping for your someone special, shop at TK Wheeler Jewelers.
This has been a paid announcement. Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Online pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Men's Pro Knoxville said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Men's Pro Knoxville was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With AD and performance treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 865-544-8220 or go to menspronknoxville.com. Your consultation includes blood work with results before you leave. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win back your life. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Tennessee Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Hey, East Tennessee, it's Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Knoxville's mega dealer. This month means bigger deals and more savings. We've got a massive pre-owned selection with cars, trucks, and SUVs starting at $4,000. And listen up, we'll trade for anything you can drag, roll, or chase onto our lot. Still owe on your trade? No problem. We'll pay it off no matter what you owe. Need financing? We have 40 different lenders ready to say yes. Visit us online or stop by West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at Walker Springs and Kingston Pike, where the deals are huge.
LCUB Electric customers, you now have a new choice for fiber internet service. Ditch your global internet company and make the switch like I did. Eric Ainge here. LCUB Fiber Internet has 1 gig speed starting at $69.99 a month, including Wi-Fi, so it's fast. No contracts or hidden fees, no data limits or installation fees. All from the utility provider you know and trust, LCUB. Fast, reliable, affordable, and local. Check availability and sign up now at lcub.com.
Today, we're on a quest for the ever-elusive local business. However, our search is difficult as big-name national companies overshadow their smaller competitors. If only these local businesses knew about Cumulus Boost. Cumulus Boost can increase their online presence in ways that go beyond basic SEO. Aha! A mom and pop shop victory. Get found by more customers with Cumulus Boost at cumulusboost.com. That's CUMULUS boost.com.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Speaking of appreciation, Andrew texted in and said, I appreciate we get to listen to a great sports station every day. Mowing lawns in this heat helps us get through the day. Andrew, we appreciate you. Stay cool as best as you can out there. We got the fan pumping today, Jason Swain.
Yesterday was the first day I looked at my grass and was like, man, it could use a cut. But I think it'll be all right. We'll go more days. I think it'll be all right. Not today.
I think we're sitting at 97 right now. I think that's right.
Right now?
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. 97 degrees.
Why?
Why what?
Why is it at 97?
Where should it be?
I don't understand. It's just 2 o'clock.
It's June 24th. This is Southeast, buddy. Welcome to town.
The phone says 92. Google's saying 90, 95, 97. It don't really matter. It all feels the same, I guess, when you get out there. My goodness.
Yeah, my phone says 94, so we're somewhere in that range. We're in the 90s. Feels like the 90s. Best decade of all time, anyway.
That's right, my man. Golly.
But John says it feels like 98. Aaron says keep those roots shaded, Swain.
Hey, I mean, no hurry. No hurry to cut. I thought about watering the grass yesterday morning, but I was like, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be all right. We'll see.
Is this right? This feels like 107. Shout out to WIBK down in the studio winning all those awards. My goodness. So hydrate, stay cool, take the heat seriously. That is not a joke.
Yep, 100%.
That and appreciate your quarterbacks. Casey underappreciated at a time. Josh Dobbs underappreciated at a time.
What quarterback wasn't underappreciated besides Hendon Hooker?
Most quarterbacks, I think, have come through and at a time weren't appreciated as much as they should have been. That even includes Peyton at one point. There were some Brandon Stewart chants. Now, that was very early in Peyton's time. He's a freshman. Stewart's got this mobility that's going to excite you.
I mean, it's a polarizing position. A lot of
Sure.
people have a lot of opinions, a lot of strong opinions that sometimes turn out to be completely wrong. It happens. There's going to be some strong opinions coming up.
No doubt.
For Tennessee.
I'm ready for them. They're already
better
there.
Believe it.
And they're going to strengthen over the next 2 to 3 months. The Joey Aguilar, Jake Merklinger, George McIntyre battle.
Unless you get great quarterback play, and I mean great. Not okay, not average, not, well, that's good enough to win. I mean great quarterback play. There'll be some strong opinions about who should be playing quarterback.
And you can share them with us. 865-656-9900 if you would like to be a part of the show. Jason Swain's a part of the show. I'm Josh Ward. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're presented by Junk Be Gone right here on Josh and Swain.
His Security and Technology, your one-stop shop for all your security and technology needs. We offer state-of-the-art security systems to protect your home or business, as well as cutting-edge technology solutions to enhance your daily life. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing top-quality service and support. Contact His Security Technology today to learn more about how we can help you stay protected and connected. 865-474-9495 or visit hissecurity.com. In God we trust, all others we monitor.
Celebrate Junk Be Gone's 20th anniversary. This month, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Do it yourself and take your time, or let them do the heavy lifting for you. Locally owned and operated, Junk Be Gone has proudly been the #1 junk removal company for the past 20 years. Their success is built on exceptional customer service and eco-friendly recycling. Call today for a free estimate and make your space junk-free. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
When there's stuff that you want gone, give a buzz to Junk Be Gone.
It's Ted Russell Tuesday, so be sure to join Tyler and Will live from Ted Russell Ford on Kingston Pike. Employee pricing continues during the Super Summer Sales Event. You pay what they pay. That's your #1 volume Ford dealer, Ted Russell Ford.
Johnson, our CFO needs some info for the IPO ASAP.
No problem, boss. Just search the web. Cumulus Digital has helped our SEO big time.
Speak English, Johnson.
Search engine optimization.
SEO, huh? That's A-OK.
CumulusDigital.com.
This is Andy Lehman with Lehman Jewelers. Life is made up of moments. Fleeting, breathtaking moments that change everything. The first glance, the first touch, the first I love you, and then the moment that lasts forever. You stand there, hands trembling, heart racing, knowing what you're about to do will change your lives forever. You reach into your pocket and there it is, the ring, a perfect reflection of your love, a promise, a beginning, a forever wrapped around their finger. At Lehman Jewelers, we don't just sell rings. We help create moments. We help you capture a love story in something timeless, something breathtaking. Because the best chapters of life all start with a question, and the perfect answer deserves the perfect ring. For the one that speaks to your heart, visit Lehman Jewelers today in Turkey Creek next to Ulta and in Maryville next to Starbucks, and start your forever.
I remember when I was a little boy and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. The Bed Store, well, we'll even tuck you in.
Got a small business that no one's heard of except your grandma? Time for a boost. From Cumulus Boost, the affordable way to boost local search engine optimization and help manage reviews. Cumulus Boost helps local businesses improve their online presence so they're not buried by bigger companies and local searches. Get found, get on the map, and get a boost with Cumulus Boost. at cumulusboost.com. That's CUMULUS boost.com.
Listen for details on Big Ticket. Brought to you by Food City and Certified Angus Beef on WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, a Cumulus media station, 99.1, the sports animal.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. The A's broke ground on their new stadium in Las Vegas yesterday. It's been a bit of a slow build, but the sports fire is coming to the desert. They've already got a lot to do in Vegas. Seeing your favorite team play in a cool new spot? Sign me up. Raiders and nice games are great. Hopefully baseball and someday hoops will follow suit and make Vegas one of America's go-to sports destinations. I'm Andrew Perloff.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Did you know there are more ways than ever to save with Allstate? Like adding more cars to your policy means you could save more. Same with bundling home and auto. More savings. Oh, and staying safe on the road? Ding, ding, ding. You guessed it, more savings. So check Allstate first, and you could save more today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Potential savings and prices vary, including based on how you buy. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Visit our multi-million-dollar used car lot starting at $4,000.
The Josh and Swain Show is brought to you by Junk Be Gone. This June, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full-service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
Welcome into hour number 3 of Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports will join us at 2:30. We'll get his take on Aaron Rodgers, who he covered just a couple of weeks ago when he started practice with the Steelers after signing with them. Aaron Rodgers telling Pat McAfee of ESPN earlier today that he's pretty sure this will be his final season in the NFL. He signed a 1-year deal with Pittsburgh, and right now the plan is he'll play that season and then retire as a quarterback in the NFL 20 years into the start of his career. He was drafted in 2005. 865-656-9900 if you would like to be a part of the show. As Josh and Swain is presented by Junk Beyond each and every day. We've talked about the quarterback position over the last little bit. There was a story at Saturday Down South on Joey Aguilar, who is on campus. He's been in Knoxville for about a month and a half, getting ready for the start of camp, learning the system, connecting with his teammates, trying to build the rapport as much as you can before camp starts up before August. But I'll be curious if he is the starter, what expectations are for him. Now, he comes in with a different kind of appreciation. To come back to that part of it, he'll be appreciated for coming to Tennessee, for trying to help with what happened with Nico leaving. It's the quarterback trade. But once you hit the field, the excitement of the honeymoon phase and, hey, new guys in town, that'll kind of be shifted aside to what can you do? What's going to happen on the field? But the as the story in Saturday Down South points out, he's struggled with turnovers at times at Appalachian State. Josh Heupel has been very good at limiting his quarterbacks or helping his quarterbacks limit their turnovers. Probably a better way of saying it. He has mobility, and it's an offense that can be quarterback and skill position friendly.
Well, I mean, you look at this offense and why it is quarterback friendly. Well, it helps quarterbacks decipher what the defense is doing by making them declare whether they're going to be in the box or not be in the box. And it makes it easier to deal with certain exotic blitzes and things like that, where sometimes when you're all bunched up, like we used to run, a bunch formation with 3 receivers on one side and 1 on the other, 3 by 1. And everyone is like in the box, and sometimes you just don't know who's coming and who's going. But with Heupel's offense, Man, it's hard to cheat, play the run and play the pass at the same time. You have to choose, and that makes the picture a whole lot clearer for the quarterback. So when you hear people talk about, oh man, Tennessee's system is quarterback friendly, I think that's one of the reasons why. Like Faison Brandon, you saw what he did at the Elite 11, and they were going around giving accolades to certain quarterbacks that were there. Well, they said Faison Brandon is the perfect fit for Tennessee. Well, that's probably why. It's a perfect fit because of how friendly the quarterback position can be here at Tennessee. So I just don't think Joey Aguilar is going to turn the ball over as much because I don't think the picture will be messy for him. Whereas when you're playing at Appy State, let's go look at those interceptions. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him because ultimately you're responsible for the football. But how many interceptions are truly the quarterback's fault? Not all interceptions are the quarterback's fault. Not all of them. Not all fumbles can be the quarterback's fault. So how many of those was a byproduct of offensive line not being good enough on a particular play, or receiver hitting the ball in the chest, or tipping the ball up and it got picked off? You got to take that in consideration too. But again, I just feel like Tennessee is going to put him in positions to where he's not going to have to take chances.
Chip texted in our last segment and said the backup is always the fan's favorite player. If Joey Aguilar is the starter, a lot of fans will be watching very closely, and if mistakes happen, they'll say it's Jake's turn. Give Jake a shot. If Jake Merklinger wins the job and he makes a mistake early, a lot of fans will say, hey, the senior, the guy you brought in, Joey Aguilar, it's his turn.
Yeah, true. I agree. With Joey coming in, he's going to be criticized way different if he doesn't perform well. He'll be criticized, but it'll be different because, he came at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
He came at the last minute. Now, I remember when Joe came, but he didn't come to the program and play the position that desperately needed him. Tennessee desperately needed another quarterback. And so I think if he doesn't play well, he won't be criticized like a normal quarterback that struggles and doesn't play well. I think there'll be some grace given to him.
I think you're probably right. I know how the talk of the position goes. He's also an older guy who he has this year.
If he runs out of bounds on fourth down, then
well, at that point,
all bets are off, Josh.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with learning the system.
Yeah, if he makes dumb plays,
yeah,
man, ain't no saving him.
Yeah, if we're wrong in what we say about this offense, this will help him with the turnover issues, and he goes out there and turns it over, then fans are not going to say, well, he's still learning. But you have young quarterbacks behind him.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if you have an older guy versus a younger guy, quickly the conversation can turn to, we'll give the younger guy a shot. Give the younger guy a chance to go out there and play and learn.
It always happens. Give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
See what he got. Well, he did that in practice. Well, it can't get any worse. Well, it might.
Sometimes it can.
It can.
Yep.
But sometimes you got to go with the other guy because, and this is what people need to understand about the quarterback competition that goes into the season, or when it's time to pull a quarterback. When the other 10 players, when their body language change, and the 11 on defense and the 11 on special teams, when their body language change towards that quarterback who continues to struggle, it's time to make a move. The rest of the team would tell you when it's time to do something different. If the team continues to believe in that guy and plan for that guy, he has a longer leash than maybe a quarterback that is looked at as his teammates, and they don't want to help him up after he gets sacked, and they don't want to talk to him on the sideline. You just know.
The opener, Syracuse, if they can go out there and play well, have a good showing against Syracuse, the next game's ETSU.
Mm-hmm.
That should go fine. Gives you a little bit of time to get going. Week 3 is tough. It's Georgia.
Yeah.
But that's also when the expectations aren't going to be super high going into that game.
No.
And then week 3 is UAB. So another set it on the T game.
Hey, that UAB game, Josh, a very important key to that game, I'll tell you right now, will be you can't win that game if you lose it.
One of the great points made by UAB coach and former ESPN analyst Trent Dilfer.
That's right. Yep, that will be the key to the game. All the football shows around will be asking for 3 keys to the game. Pre-game show on Vault Network, we'll be breaking down keys to the game. The great Ramon Foster and Brent Hubbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have one. You can't win if you lose.
He's lost a lot there. In 2023, his first year, UAB went 4-8. Last year, they went 3-9. This is year 3 for Trent Dilfer as the head coach.
Who can win at UAB? Who can win there?
Bill Clark won there. He did some winning.
Who else?
That was after they shut the program down.
All right.
How strongly did you consider in-state UAB when you were a recruit?
0%. Went down for, I think we had a passing camp down there, I want to say. But not at all, Josh. Didn't cross my mind one time.
They went 6-5 and 5-7 your junior and senior years in high school.
Yeah, not one time. Like, I never even, it didn't cross my mind to even play at Alabama A&M, which is walking distance from the house. But they still didn't reach out. They could have reached out when I was in like 8th grade or something. You just never know.
Right.
They didn't even do that.
Yeah, maybe he'll get hurt and have to come play for us.
Yeah, maybe. They ain't even try.
And that's part of what fueled you to become the great wide receiver.
Man, you know,
the lack of respect.
A&M didn't give me an offer when I was in 6th grade, and that fueled me.
It's like you're like Patrick Willis.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've always wanted to play at Alabama A&M and be a Bulldog. And they didn't offer me in 6th grade.
Just like Dylan Sampson. LSU didn't want him. He showed them. You showed Alabama A&M.
I showed them.
You showed them. Jason Swain did. Former U.S. Army All-American wide receiver at the University of Tennessee. 865-656-9900 if you would like to join us. And attaboy to hand out. Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports at 2:30. We're with you until 3 o'clock on Josh and Swain.
It's Big Ticket, sponsored by Food City and Certified Angus Beef. You could win season tickets to one of the following: UT football, UT men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, softball, the Knoxville Smokies, or the Ice Bears. Listen for where we'll be broadcasting. Show up and register to become a finalist. And at the end of the show, you could be one of 3 selected finalists. The grand prize drawing will be held on July 10th at Top Golf on Outlet Drive in Farragut. Complete details on our website at 991thesportsanimal.com. It's Big Tickets, sponsored by Food City and Certified Angus Beef. On your station for Tennessee sports, 99.1 The Sports Animal.
When you're preparing for your presentation, what you say matters. Your delivery matters. The quality matters. Your image matters. So trust Image Matters, Knoxville's most respected office technology dealer, to create the image you want. Image Matters is locally owned and operated, offering total document output solutions to fit both your needs and budget. From multifunction printers to production printing, backed by customer service that's second to none. To learn how Image Matters can help you, visit imagemattersinc.com or call 865-212-3600. Technology you need, people you trust.
News just in. Bet365 is now live in Tennessee.
That's right. Join
It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Tennessee. Use in app only.
I never thought building a custom home would be this easy. When Red Door Homes built our house last year, they made the process simple. We picked from their 30-plus floor plans, customized it how we wanted, and they built it right on our land. The construction time was quick, and their 10-year warranty gave us total confidence. If you're thinking about building a home, do what we did. Go to reddoorhomestn.com and visit their showroom right off Paper Mill and Kingston Pike. You won't regret it.
Red Door Homes. Home building as it should be.
Shop our largest inventory of the last 7 years at Cadillac of Knoxville. Over 100 new Cadillac models to choose from. Receive up to $5,000 towards your ride, plus 3.9 APR financing on select Cadillac XT5 and XT6 models. Our inventory has never been bigger or better. Hurry in before they're gone. Shop online at CadillacofKnoxville.com. With approved credit for 36 months when financed with Cadillac Financial. See dealer for details. Expires 6/30/25.
Treat your taste buds to a world of sweet indulgence with Old South Candy. Locally owned Old South Candy offers a tantalizing array of delicious and intriguing flavors that will leave you craving for more. From classic chocolate to peanut butter fudge, orange cream, we've got a flavor for every fudge fanatic. Looking for the perfect gift? Old South Candy's the sweetest way to say thank you. Family, employees, and customers, it's handmade with care. It's a treat that speaks volumes. Visit oldsouthcandy.com today and experience the magic of small batch fudge from our family to yours.
Get excited for Sports Fest, brought to you by Visit My Smokies. Enjoy a day filled with fun, sports, and community, all for free. This event is also powered by our auto sponsor, Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, supporting local spirit and energy. Bring your friends and family for a day of excitement, competition, and unforgettable memories. Mark your calendar. Sports Fest is free, fun, and waiting for you June 28th at the Knoxville Expo Center. Visit sportsfestknoxville.com.
Some moments in life shine brighter than others, the ones that change your world forever, and it all begins with a ring. I'm Andy Lehman with Lehman Jewelers. The moment that you say, I do, you step into forever, hand in hand. The anniversaries, the lazy Saturday mornings, the quiet moments that mean everything. The day you bring home your first child, the tiny fingers wrapped around yours, the new chapter written in your love story, the way their eyes sparkle just like the ring that started it all, the milestones, the triumphs, the journeys you take together through every joy, every challenge, that ring remains a symbol of where you began and how far you've come. And one day, years from now, you'll glance at that same ring, the one that's been with you through it all, and you'll smile because love like yours is rare, timeless, forever. At Lehman Jewelers, we don't just sell rings, we create the symbol of your greatest moments in life. Find the ring that tells your story today at LehmanJewelers.com.
Everything is more expensive than before, except for the sports animal, always free on the air and on the stream. 99.1, The Sports Animal.
The hottest sports stories of the day, broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Josh and Swain, thank you for being with us. I like this idea from Evan. Week 3, it'll be a challenging game against Georgia. Evan said, how about this? Throw a curveball to Kirby Smart, play all 3 quarterbacks in the first 2 games. Keep them guessing as they prep for Week 3, the SEC opener, when Georgia comes to town. Now, that could work against your preparation as a team of building out the offense and the continuity you want with whoever will be the quarterback over the course of the season. We could see 2 guys. I would be surprised if we see 3 rotating through in the first 2 games of the season. What do you think there, Swain?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see that one. I don't even know if that's a good strategy, honestly. Because sometimes you can spend so much time faking out the opponent that you fake out yourself.
Right, that's what I meant, that Tennessee's goal of developing and improving could be hindered.
Yeah.
By trying to catch Georgia off guard. They might watch the films. What are these guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, you can rotate a quarterback every possession for the first 2 games, and that might throw Georgia off, but it's going to throw you off. Mm-hmm. Maybe more than it throws off Georgia. So I would probably bet on them trying to get the guy so that way the guy can get as many reps as possible with the other guys who are number 1, number 2 on the depth chart to build that chemistry and continuity. And if Georgia sees it, then Georgia sees it. Whatever. I mean, let's go back in time and let's go think about some of the biggest upsets in college football in the last 10 years. I don't think there's been one where the favorite was thrown off by who was playing quarterback. Well, we didn't know who was playing. We wasn't expecting that guy to play. Like Alabama knew Hendon Hooker was going to be the starter. I just think it's best to just roll with the guy who's the best.
Swain, that will be a home game for Tennessee, right, against Georgia? Week 3. Crowd will be pretty fired up. Well, now the crowd has a little bulletin board material. We're going to hand out an Atta Girl coming up in just a moment. Before that, EA Sports has their updated toughest places to play in college football for the video game coming out in just a few weeks. EA Sports College Football 26. The toughest place to play in college football. Number 1 is Tiger Stadium, LSU. It's a fair pick, right? Or no, not fair? Number 2 is Beaver Stadium, Penn State. Number 3, answer carefully, Ohio Stadium, Ohio State.
I just had a flashback.
Number 4 is Sanford Stadium, Georgia. Number 5 is Bryant-Denny Stadium, Alabama. Number 6 is Memorial Stadium, Clemson. Then Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, Florida. Where's Tennessee? This one you'll push back on. The Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium for the Sooners. Number 8. Number 9, Autzen Stadium, Oregon. Number 10, Michigan. Number 11, Kyle Field, Texas A&M. Number 12, Neyland Stadium, the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee snub being outside the top 10. Toughest places to play according to EA Sports College Football 26.
Yeah, who would you take out of that top 10 and replace Tennessee with?
Well, seeing what Tennessee did at Oklahoma.
I'm taking Oklahoma out of the list.
Yeah, that's the first one I would say.
Like, really? Oklahoma would be the first one. I mean, I can't speak on Penn State. I mean, because to me, it feels like they are looking at the stadiums that are loud instead of like the team too.
Right.
Because like
it's not a team ranking.
Like who? But still, it should be a part of it. Because who's going to Sanford Stadium and beating the Bulldogs?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
who's been doing that? So it looks like they just go, oh, okay, let's see which stadium is the loudest. Well, if you want to do that, well, there's only one way to measure sound. And last time I checked, Tennessee was up there high too.
Right.
Definitely higher than 12.
Well, then Texas is snubbed too. Texas is 13. Austin can't be easy to go play right now.
I don't care nothing about – I ain't making a case for Texas.
Okay. Camp Randall's number 15. That feels a little low. Wisconsin's tough. But their team isn't.
At all.
Now, who didn't go to Doak Campbell and beat Florida State last year?
Everybody did that.
Everybody.
Where are they?
They're number 14.
They shouldn't even be in the top 25.
Jordan Hare's number 17. That's Auburn. Williams-Brice Stadium, South Carolina, 16.
Vanderbilt didn't have a problem.
Right.
Oklahoma didn't have a problem.
Right.
That list is trash.
Mississippi State and their cowbells, number 25. Arkansas snubbed. They didn't make the top 25.
Yeah, Arkansas was tough.
Arkansas tough. Carter Finley Stadium, NC State, number 22.
Bro.
I knew you'd like that one.
This list is terrible. Not as bad as Lindy's list, but close.
Tennessee snubbed outside the top 10. I tell you what, we'll get to our Atta Girl in our next segment after we talk to Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports. He was there for the start of the Aaron Rodgers era, the Aaron Rodgers era, which is about to go through its final lap. His final season in Pittsburgh. We'll talk about it with Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports when we come back, right here on Josh and Swain.
Never miss another Sports Animals sweet deal. Text SWEET to 865-656-9900 and you'll receive a reminder text right before each new sweet deal goes on sale. Text SWEET to 656-9900.
Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball had 7 more pitchers enter the transfer portal on Monday, making it 16 total pitchers that have entered the transfer portal this offseason for Tennessee and 20 players overall. Monday's group includes redshirt junior Michael Sharman, sophomores Tanner Wiggins and Luke Payne, redshirt freshmen Braden May and Dane Bjorn, and freshmen Andrew Dumont and Stratton Scott. Major League Baseball games for Tuesday at 6:40. The Orioles host the Rangers. A's visit the Tigers. Guardians take on the Blue Jays. Just after 7 o'clock, the Braves visit the Mets. Reds host the Yankees. 7:45, Diamondbacks visit the White Sox. Brewers host the Pirates. Mariners take on the Twins. Royals host the Rays. Cubs visit the Cardinals. Astros take on the Phillies at 8. Dodgers visit the Rockies at 8:40. At 9:45, Red Sox visit the Angels. Nationals take on the Padres, and the Giants welcome the Marlins. The Knoxville Smokies return home for the first time in a couple of weeks tonight as they take on the Birmingham Barons at 7 o'clock at Covenant Health Park. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Join the Sports Animal with Tyler and Will Wednesdays. They broadcast live from 3 to 7 from the Bed Store on Kingston Pike. The Bed Store has 6 convenient area locations with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. The right mattress, the right price, guaranteed at the Bed Store.
Don't let popsicles and muddy puddles of summer take over your home. Call Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Zero Res, they don't use dirt-attracting soap, leaving you a healthy home every time. Take advantage of the summer sale for 15% off all services. That's 15% off carpet, air ducts, area rugs, and more when you mention me, Tyler Ivanson, the Sports Animal, to secure this deal, or you can book online, ZeroResKnoxville.com. And ask about Zero Res's commercial cleaning, too. Zero Res, all they leave is clean.
Average Amy's. Our coffee has caffeine and our muffins are cooked.
You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Cumulus Digital outperforms industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Hello, Knoxville. This is Mitchell Parton with Fraser's Carpet One. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, ceramic, or anything else for the floor, Fraser's Carpet One makes it easy. With free in-home estimates and free in-home shopping, Fraser's makes it easy. With no money down and free financing for an entire year, Fraser's makes it easy. And as a fourth-generation family-owned business, you don't stay in business for 65 years unless you make it easy. So give us a call today at 546-4850 and let us come to you with free in-home estimates and free in-home shopping. Let us show you how easy it can be to transform one room or an entire home with beautiful, new, professionally installed flooring from Fraser's Carpet One.
It's time to transform your old, outdated kitchen into the dream space you and your family want. Kitchen Sales can make those dreams a reality. Kitchen Sales carries the largest selection of fine kitchen and bathroom cabinetry that ranges from a more affordable line all the way up to a fully custom line. See the selection for yourself at one of their 2 amazing showrooms, Hoyt Avenue, just off Cherry Street, and in the Town and Country Circle near Best Buy. For more information, go to kitchensales.net.
Kitchen Sales, cabinets and countertops.
We are the place to shop. Come on down.
Matlock Tire has a reputation for being a little bit old school. They're proud to be known for their outstanding hometown customer service. They've been doing things that way for over 60 years. Matlock now offers new modern conveniences, such as family-friendly waiting areas, online appointment scheduling, and you can even shop for tires and see their current stock right from your computer or smartphone. They invite you to stop in to one of their convenient 5 locations or come see them online at MatlockTireService.com. Modern convenience, hometown service. Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
Hi, I'm Pat with ProSource Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me. 865-500. Close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind on payment houses. I even buy my tenant will pay me the rent houses. Do you have a house that's in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying those houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast, call me. 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711.
In a flash, sell your house for cash. ProSource Home Buyers.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched, sleep at night.
First alerting you to a heat advisory in place for most of the region. 98, but feeling like 105. One of the hottest days in years. You know that. Even the TVA encouraging people to limit their cooling usage as we go through time. Out of the mountains into the valley later. From the WFLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Need a new roof? You need Most Shingles. Most Shingles is locally owned and operated. Bureau rating and over 100 plus 5-star reviews, and they offer free estimates. Visit mostshingles.com. That's mostshingles.com. 770-0506.
The Josh and Swain Show is brought to you by Junk Be Gone. This June, enjoy $20 off any service, whether it's driveway dumpsters, full service junk removal, or demolition. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for 2 decades.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Presented by Junk Beyond. JunkBeyond.biz. Check them out online. $20 off any service this month at Junk Beyond, East Tennessee's go-to junk removal specialist. As we get ready to go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline, good point by John. We forgot discussing the EA Sports College Football Stadium rankings, toughest places to play. They probably factored in that Tennessee pipes in noise. And Tennessee was negatively affected. It's probably a part of it.
That's right.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. He joins us now on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline. He's seen Neyland Stadium. He's seen a lot of the toughest places to play in college football. Jay, we appreciate the time, as always. How are you?
I'm well, yeah. Neyland was tough as hell the last 2 Alabama times I've been there. I mean, I would have been scared to be a Tide player, to be in that mess. That was intimidating as hell, and it worked out for Tennessee.
Yep, for sure. Hey, we'll see how this works out. You were there, I think, when for his first day as a Pittsburgh Steeler just a couple of weeks ago, covering it for Yahoo Sports. Earlier today on Pat McAfee's show, where he makes regular appearances, Rodgers said he's pretty sure that this is it. This season will be his final as a quarterback in the NFL. What did you take away being there when things got started? What do you think hearing that news and how things could work out this year with the Steelers and what they hope is a big year with Rodgers?
Yeah, it was a fascinating thing because, Rodgers was just kind of parachuting into the Steelers. They have this organization. They have an entire, they're an organization for as long-standing as they've been. They seem to really be in flux right now because they don't have a quarterback, obviously until Rodgers. The defense is a little bit contractually uncertain. And so it's a team that strangely enough, even though it's as blue blood as it gets, it's a team that's trying to find itself. And then here comes Rodgers, who's like the ultimate distraction. He came in, and I was there. I happened to be in Pittsburgh for the U.S. Open, and so I went over, checked it out, and there were dozens of media there, cameras and everything, following his every move. And it was a strange scene. He just seemed kind of bemused by it all. And yeah, I mean, it may well be his last year. He may come back for another year. I don't know. I'm not overly optimistic for his prospects in terms of how well he's going to play, but he's certainly going to make headlines one way or the other.
Yeah, we were talking about the quarterbacks, in the last quarter century.
Quarter century. So since 2000,
and we had Rodgers at like 5 with Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes and Brady and Peyton Manning, being in front of him. Where would you kind of put Aaron Rodgers? His talent is undeniable, but it's just something else keeps him from being in the top 4 for us. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a sound way to rank it. I mean, there's just he's absolutely. The thing is, Rodgers is one of those guys where you've got to separate the artist from the art. You got to separate what he does on the field from all of the maddening things that he does off the field. It's like if you could keep the weirdo Pat McAfee interview subject out of your mind. Yeah, he is a really good quarterback. He was anyway. The question is how much he's got left at this point. I mean, the problem is that Brady screwed everything up for everybody by being so good for so long. Rodgers is past the expiration date, the sell-by date that guys like Breeze and Peyton and Matt Ryan all went through, and they fell off a cliff in a hurry. And Rodgers is past that point now, so it's the kind of situation where the longer that he plays, I'm not a big fan of the legacy conversation, but it does kind of you are in the end left with this kind of it doesn't end well for him. Maybe it would have been better if he had tapped out a couple of years before now.
Jay Busby is with us, Yahoo Sports. Jay, it's an ongoing conversation. Yahoo has covered it, the college football playoff format, what will happen. There have been league meetings recently with the SEC and the Big Ten. They have different preferences, it appears, in terms of what an expanded playoff would look like. But there's also been talk of what if they come to a compromise? The SEC gives a little bit to the Big Ten, the Big Ten gives a little bit to the SEC, and they kind of align in figuring out the future of the sport, playoff format, scheduling, all of that. Is that the best way to get things figured out for the future? Those two power conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC, compromising, or what else would you say in terms of trying to get some answers here?
Yeah, I mean it's Godzilla and King Kong, and as the rest of the college football world is kind of watching to see if they continue fighting each other or if they decide to team up and take it all for themselves. And at that point, that's when it gets really dicey for the other conferences, is when the SEC and the Big Ten decide, you know what, we are the big dogs here. We're going to make the rules going forward, not the NCAA. And when they formally decide that, that is something that has been on their minds for a long time. Greg Sankey of the SEC has long advocated kind of this book that came out about 5 years ago about the English Premier League, called The Club. And that seems very strange. Why would you worry about soccer with college football? But it was the exact same scenario where you had several really, really large teams that were making most of the money, and that they were basically subsidizing a lot of the smaller teams. And they decided, you know what, screw this. We're going to make our own league. We're going to set it up ourselves. And we're gonna keep the majority of the money for ourselves rather than having to disperse it out. And so that should make schools like Vanderbilt, Indiana, Rutgers, that should make them very nervous. Not to mention all the schools outside of those conferences. If the SEC and the Big Ten decide, you know what, we're going to make that super conference, that should make them nervous. And I think that every step that we're seeing right now is another step up that ladder toward that super conference idea. So, yeah, it would be nice if they could work together, but if they could work together for the good of everyone, not just the good of themselves.
Jay, where do you fall on the whole a team or individual won it versus a team or individual lost it? I ask you this because of the Travelers Championship this past weekend between, Keegan Bradley won it, but Tommy Fleetwood had an opportunity to win it and didn't make a key putt to seal the deal. Like, did Fleetwood lose it or did Bradley win it?
Yeah, I mean, golf is so tough for that because you can see it. I thought you were actually going to go OKC, Indiana, because you can go a couple of ways with that too. But yeah, you're right. What happened with that was golf is so tough because, yes, a guy very much can lose it. He can be in charge of the entire tournament and then give it away on the last couple of holes, which is exactly what Tommy Fleetwood did. And so, yeah, it's tough because Fleetwood's a great guy. Everybody loves him. He's a good teammate. He's a good friend. He's a good interview, all of this stuff. But he just cannot get it done on the PGA Tour for whatever reasons. 42 top tens now without a single win. And so, you hate to say it, but yes, he did. He played worse than his ability on that final day, having starting rough and then falling apart there at the very, very end, making some bad decisions. Not to take anything away from Keegan Bradley, but Bradley just stayed steady while Fleetwood came back to him. So yeah, I think you have to say that Fleetwood gave that one away more than Bradley claimed it.
You mentioned OKC. What do you think you'll remember with the finals, which went 7 games? OKC breaks through, wins the title, but there's the Halliburton injury. So how do you wrap up what the finish was to the NBA season?
I think that time will be kinder to OKC, especially if they put a couple more championships on in the next couple of years. I think the time will be kinder to them than they are right now. Everybody's saying, if Halliburton had been around, Indiana would have won. Maybe yes, maybe no. They already lost 3 games in the series already. So, it's possible that could have gone either way. So I think that OKC deserves all the credit in the world for putting together a team that was just monstrous. 68 wins in the regular season, most wins over the course of a season since the Bulls days. So, yeah, it was a really, really strong team. Halliburton was and is a great story, and it was a terrible story the way that it ended, and obviously his social media post today was just heartbreaking, I guess yesterday, but it was just absolutely heartbreaking the way that he just laid it all out, put his heart on the line there, and after suffering that horrific injury. So I think that OKC really deserved the win. They got the win that they needed to, and I think that this is a team that's set up for a long, long time. Indiana, you never want to see a team come this close and fall short and then be in the position where they're going to be struggling to even get back to this level, but that might very well be where they are.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. This is kind of a funny time. We're in a slower time somewhat of sports. We're waiting for the start of football season, but the sports world keeps going. What's going on at Yahoo Sports, either that you're working on or people might check out coming up?
Yeah, we're just kind of, you're right, we're in that lull. I've actually been covering soccer lately, which I didn't think that I would ever do, but I've been covering the Club World Cup, and I've enjoyed it. If you just kind of take the team names out of it, it's the same kind of ridiculous fandom that college football is, and that's what I love so much about college football is the fandom and the fans. So, but on a bigger scale, Yahoo, we're starting obviously to gear up for fantasy football. It's almost NFL season. So, swing on over to Yahoo, get your league set up. You know what we do. It's the place to be. So come hang with us there.
Yeah, Yahoo Sports, the app's great. Were you there for Messi's game winner? That was in Atlanta, right?
Yes, I was. About the penalty kick a few days ago, a week or so. It's all blurred together for me at this point. But yes, I was. It's really neat seeing guys like Messi and seeing them in the flesh and seeing them do exactly what they you've always heard that they could do, and then watching them do it. It's like watching MJ or watching LeBron in the flesh. It's like, wow, they really are every bit as good as we've been told they are.
Yep, a legitimate international superstar, and he's still going. 38 years old today, Lionel Messi, by the way. YahooSports.com, he's covering it all. That's literal. Hey, Jay, we appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much for hopping on with us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Take care, my friends.
Jay Busby on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline.
Messi, Jordan, Henry Hooker, it's all the same.
I saw during the finals, but the other night watching Game 7, a Messi, Patrick Mahomes Adidas commercial on TV.
How about that?
Messi's pretty popular.
Well, Adidas is just for soccer, Josh, if you didn't know that.
That's true. Hey, speaking of, that's a good segue. Before we close out this segment, we hand out today's Attaboy.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. So we hand out Attaboys and Attagirls every day thanks to Native Design. You could go for a pool right now. NativeTN.com is the website. Yeah, sure. You mentioned the sport of soccer. Well, how about this? U.S. Soccer announced earlier today that Tennessee soccer forward Reese Mattern was called up to the U.S. Under-19 women's national team domestic training camp. So in March, the U.S. Under-19 team announced the call-up of Tennessee star forward for a training camp, and she will join 20 other collegiate standouts and 3 professionals across the country in Fayetteville, Georgia, at the future home of the Arthur M. Blank U.S. Soccer National Training Center. So how about that? Speaking of Atlanta and all the excitement that's been around the MLS team there and the program. So Reese Mattern getting called up to the U.S. Under-19 Women's National Team training camp.
Everything school, everything's happening at the Everything School.
Yep. That's a pretty big deal.
Huge deal, man. Be among the best of the best. Huge deal.
Yep. And she had a big season this past year. Her first year in Knoxville, she was a part of the 2024 SEC All-Freshman team, received Freshman of the Week honors during the season. So big first year at Tennessee and continuing to grow in the sport, being called up with the U.S. Under-19 Women's National Team domestic training camp. So to Tennessee soccer forward Reese Mattern, an Attagirl. We hand out Attaboys and Attagirls every day thanks to Native Design. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. You can call 865-310-3256, or you can visit nativetn.com for Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialists. How long's Native Design been doing it? So long, you can go back to the start of their time, to Jason Swain being an active Tennessee volunteer athlete.
It's a long time doing stuff at a high level.
With that's right. With still the potential for one more season of eligibility for Swain. The appeal process is underway.
I'm watching what happens with the Zakai.
That's right. We come back. One more segment to go on today's show. We'll wrap up everything from today next here on Josh and Swain.
Gear up at the Vol Shop to support your Vols. Everything from the official sideline gear to your favorite brands like Champion, Lululemon, and Vol Traditions. Visit one of their 4 locations or shop online at utvolshop.com and follow them at utvolshop to get updates like their Big Orange Deal. The Vol Shop, the official campus store of the University of Tennessee, where all proceeds benefit the university through student scholarships, campus building projects, and community outreach. The Vol Shop, exclusive stage sponsor for Sports Fest 2025.
Hey, East Tennessee, it's Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Knoxville's mega dealer. We're overstocked. Everything must go, and we will not be undersold. Right now, new Ram trucks up to $15,000 off MSRP. New Jeeps up to $13,000 off MSRP. Plus, check out our multi-million-dollar pre-owned inventory with vehicles starting at just $4,000. Visit us online or stop by West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at Walker Springs and Kingston Pike, where the deals are huge.
Hey, Dad. The pharmacy called. Sounds like you still haven't picked up your heart medication. Are you all right?
It's on all of us to know the signs, and essential community services are available to help. Don't let your call go unanswered. Call Adult Protective Services at 1-888-277-8366. 1-888-277-8366. Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Human Services in this station.
You know what's faster than your paycheck? Literally everything. It's time to get your pay up to speed. With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
You run a great local business. Unfortunately, it's buried on page 15 when people search for your service online. Thankfully, there's Cumulus Boost. Cumulus Boost helps your business increase your online presence. Don't get overshadowed by large corporations when your neighbors need your business the most. You work too hard to go unnoticed. Get a boost with Cumulus Boost today at cumulusboost.com. That's CUMULUS boost.com.
Hey guys, Trevor Bain here. When I'm on the racetrack, I always look for ways to go further, faster. And when it comes to banking, I need a checking account that does the same. Rewards checking from Southeast Bank pays me cash back with every debit card purchase over $10, gets me ACH deposits up to 3 days early, and has no monthly service fees. Taking my wallet the extra mile. Rewards checking from Southeast Bank. Checking that takes you further. Visit southeastbank.com or visit your nearest branch to open an account today.
Member FDIC, terms and conditions apply.
Since 1956, Standard Kitchen and Bath has been serving the East Tennessee area with professional kitchen and bath sales and design. Family owned and operated, Larry Finley and his son Scott offer custom and affordable cabinetry lines from quality brands like Soul Design Cabinetry. From remodeling to new construction, the professionals at Standard Kitchen and Bath can help you design any space. Call 694-0068, standardkitchen.com, or stop by the showroom, Kingston Pike, next to Grayson Hyundai. They're not just selling cabinets, but designs and ideas that will transform your kitchen or bath into something you'll love.
If you want a great-looking fence or secure entry gate that will stand the test of time, you need to call Stanley Fencing and Gate. Proudly serving East Tennessee since 2000, Stanley Fencing can customize your fence. Just tell Stanley Fencing your idea, they bring it to life, offering aluminum, wood fences. They even specialize in...
Back for the final segment of Josh and Swain. Swain, it's been a lot of fun today. We've had a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir.
We've talked Tennessee's schedule. We've talked Tennessee's path to 10-2. We've talked about the quarterback battle, which we might talk about every single day between now and you choose a date, start of the season, maybe end of the season. We've talked about Aaron Rodgers and his expected final season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben McKee joined us from 1 until 1:30. So good, detailed information. If you go back and check out our podcast feed, you can listen to us on demand thanks to Beatty Chevrolet. Ben McKee in the first half of hour number 2, talking about the latest from Tennessee baseball in the transfer portal, a little basketball included. So a lot of good talking points for a June 24th episode. And here in a moment, we're going to do top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL in the 2000s behind Brady and Manning. They would be easy top 2 selections. So we'll make things a little more interesting with the next 5, essentially 3 through 7.
Yeah, not easy.
No, I don't think it is either.
Yeah, not easy, but I have mine, and we'll see how it goes, man.
Ben on Twitter says, what a joke with the EA Sports top 10 toughest places to play list, excluding Tennessee. EA Sports has Neyland Stadium number 12. So 2 spots outside of the top 10. Number 1 is Tiger Stadium at LSU.
Yeah, they've been doing that, man. They've been disrespecting us. Mm-hmm. They did it last year, too.
Fuel to the fire.
So that means we got to bring it versus Georgia and, create a crazy atmosphere.
Who would you say hates Tennessee more, ESPN or EA Sports? Tough call.
EA Sports.
Message board geniuses had a great post. Vol Nation board today. ESPN still has hate for UT football. Period. Always has. Especially all those
recent?
people. Yeah, today. It was posted yesterday. Shared today.
What happened?
You haven't been keeping up?
I guess not.
The day started with Y, and the hatred continued just the same.
ESPN hasn't done anything.
Nothing.
They haven't said anything about Tennessee.
Plus, they keep hiring people from UT.
Yeah, I mean. But EA Sports, I'm not joking about that.
No,
there needs to be an investigation.
Something's going on.
Something's going on there.
Something's going on.
12.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll get to the bottom of it and report back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Before we close out today's show, we hit the power pole.
Captain, we're losing power in the warp engine. Nuclear power plant.
What's up? I'm Kenny Powers.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I have the power!
With great power comes great responsibility.
Full power, Mr. Scott.
All righty, Swain. So we're excluding Tom and Pete. They're the top 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 through 7, the next 5. The top 5 quarterbacks since 2000, the quarter century, with Aaron Rodgers saying today that he expects this to be his last season in the NFL.
Yeah, 4 and 5 was tough for me.
Yeah, same. I also have a bit of a switcheroo that I'll get to with mine.
4 and 5 was tough. The reason why is because you had a quarterback win Super Bowl twice, but you have one quarterback that's won MVP twice and should have won it the third time, and that's Lamar Jackson.
So you got Lamar on the list?
I got Lamar on the list, man.
Okay.
What you talking about? Why wouldn't I have him on the list?
Well,
Big Ben number 5, Lamar Jackson number 4, Aaron Rodgers number 3, Drew Brees number 2, Patrick Mahomes number 1.
Homeboy.
My homeboy.
All right, my honorable mentions. I've got Russell Wilson. The last few years could have gone better, but he was terrific in Seattle. I have Lamar in the honorable mention category. I have Eli and Phillip Rivers in the honorable mention category. You give me a look. My number 5, I've got Matthew Stafford.
5, man, not 10.
Yeah, right. Number 5, Matthew Stafford. He was in Detroit for all those years. He goes to L.A. and he wins a Super Bowl. I've got Stafford number 5. I have Big Ben number 4. I've changed it up. I have Drew Brees number 3, Rodgers 2. Rodgers, 4-time MVP. He was on the all-decade team for the 2010s.
Backstabber. You backstabber, man. How you going to switch it up at the last minute of the show?
Hey. You got to bring credibility with the power poll. Don't cheat the power poll. We both have Patrick Mahomes number 1. So Swain goes Mahomes, Brees, Rodgers. I go Mahomes, Rodgers, Brees with our top 3 of the power poll here on Josh or Swain.
Josh or Swain show.
All right, takeaways from today's show. We struggled in the Brees, Rodgers debate. Stay cool and hydrate out there. Treat the heat with respect. And appreciate your quarterbacks. Big takeaways today. NBA draft day
watch your
tomorrow.
co-host, man. He'll switcheroo on you. He'll stab you in your back.
How many Vols will go tomorrow night? We'll discuss that on tomorrow's show. We'll have a lot to talk about. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Joel Silverberg producing. Thank you as always. We will see you and talk to you tomorrow at noon on Josh and Swain.
A farm, a family, and a tradition